Welcome back, everyone, to another session of Half-Rate Heroes. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for what should be the showdown with the White Hand himself. So, before we start, we would like to thank our newest family members, our newest followers. Those are Laura Catherine 89, Brandon 3005, much better than the other 3004. Rotting Designs, Joetopia, Project Cuts and Burns, Servanti 2K, Nick the Geek, Woodle the Cat, Branzo Hattori, Buddha War, Shiny New Bicycle, Jamie27 with a 4 for the A, and Mildly Inappropriate. So, thank you, every one of you wonderful new followers, for joining us. We appreciate every single one of you people that join us, and we are currently sitting 120-ish followers away from 500. So, share us with everyone else that you happen to know. Have them follow us. Follow us on Twitter. We are at Crituitous RP. Go and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once we get our Twitch followers up to 500, we'll do something special, just like we did when we got 100 followers. So keep those shares and follows coming. All right. Our heroes, last session, went into the Shadowfell. They went hunting after the big bad. He's been messing with a lot of with everything that's been going on, really, and throwing in these magical shards to every plane of existence, causing the heroes to planar hop from one plane after another. Successfully, having destroyed each of the shards, they now find themselves at the White Hand's headquarters, which is an old mortuary inside the Shadowfell. The mortuary was heavily guarded last session, with a Dracolich flying around the sky, a big, huge snake monster in the sewers, and a whole host of undead on the ground. So our heroes managed to avoid most of it. Came face to face with the big snake monster, but managed to talk their way past some Oblex. And now we restart with our heroes inside the mortuary itself. The inside looks very different to that of the outside. While the outside of the mortuary looked fairly small, looked no more than about 30 foot wide, maybe 40 foot deep. This mortuary, the moment the heroes enter into it, looks far bigger. Looks much, much bigger. As they enter in through the front door, everything is a dark grey stone, but each, all over the floor and the walls, you can see carvings and images of skulls and of different kinds of creatures, not just the traditional humanoid skull. You've got different sizes and shapes, all designed into the actual stonework. They can hear chanting, just constantly muttering throughout this particular space, and almost as soon as they can enter into the room, they can see to the left and right of them are two alcoves where you have some hooded cultists performing some prayer to a bronzed statue. Directly ahead of them, though, there appears to be a large ring of fire, and a single elderly-looking man stood in front of the ring of fire, communicating with it. Do any of our heroes speak and understand Abyssal? Nope.
Then, tongues, though.
As of right now, as this voice is speaking, You don't understand what is being said. Would you cast tongues?
Absolutely, yes, I will do that.
Okay. All right. Pretty much as soon as you cast tongues, you understand that this is almost a demonic voice that is reprimanding this humanoid individual that it's talking to for failing repeatedly. Giannis, you are a waste of my effort. You've failed every step of the way, and now they're even in your mortuary. You have one last chance to not fail me again. This is booming throughout the entire complex. How do you guys behave?
Okay, so
I'm going to be preparing to cast Greater Invisibility on myself.
Okay.
Wampum is going to motion with numbers, 3 this way, 3 that way.
Okay,
when you, real quick, Taslim, when you say you're preparing to cast Greater Invisibility, are you actually, mechanically...
Well, it'd be withholding an action for as soon as, combat is about to start. Or, when I get the feeling of, wampum ready to throw, then I'm going to be, and tap myself and then cast it.
Okay. Strictly speaking, the mechanics of that is intended to be a bit quicker. If your trigger for your readied action doesn't happen before your next turn in combat,
then it wouldn't cast,
which is 6 seconds, then it would be cast and lost. So probably best that you don't mechanically start casting to use your reaction, but you are keeping an eye out on the situation, and as soon as you even get an inkling, that's when you start.
Okay.
To prepare. Okay. All right.
And could I make a religion check to see if I know or can identify the icon that they're referring to? That bronze.
Can do. Roll a religion check.
That's a 19.
Okay. So these skulls, these bronzed statues that you can see on either side of this, almost like a chapel sort of feel to it. As best as you understand, it refers to some undead being, probably one of the many princes of undeath or gods of undeath. It could very well be that they are praying towards beings like Orcus, the demon prince of undeath, or you have, I think, Vecna is often used by the same sort of feeling. It's not anything that specifically you can call out as an individual deity, but just they are praying to the gods that control undeath.
Okay.
Okay.
I look over at Wampum and I say, we're highly outnumbered. We may have to figure something else out other than straight on.
And he'll motion 3 to the left.
Okay, I got it. We're very flanked.
Okay.
So they know we're here, for one thing. And that, I'll say, pointing at the old man, is Giannis. And if you guys don't remember, that's supposed to be a 1,000-year-old wizard with a scythe that he can use to end all life or something. I don't remember specifically because I have very bad handwriting. But yeah.
Do you guys think we could goad him into single combat?
Probably not.
I don't know if that'd be a good idea.
I say we get rid of what's going to come up behind us.
What's going to come up behind us?
The 3 to the left and the 3 to the right.
Oh. Yeah, the things that are in front of us right now. Yeah, if we could do it quietly. Can we peek around the corner and see if they're, facing the other way, or are they just, staring
No,
the center?
all three, they're all knelt down and they're praying towards this statue away from you.
Okay.
So their backs are turned to you. What are you going to do?
All right.
Well, if we could get to the big guy quick enough, then it doesn't matter what these fellas do. Take out the head, the body collapses.
Yeah, I don't know if that's exactly how that's going to work out.
Perhaps one of us should be focusing on keeping the underlings out of the way while three of us assault Giannis, and we have one floating in between to help where needed.
I agree with the assault, but I think put the numbers on our side. We need to take out these six in these alcoves real quick.
Yeah, that's probably the best idea.
Left or right?
Well, right is always right, right?
Right.
Technically. Right. I mean, right. That's what we're doing.
Always.
All right, as we start moving, I assume since we're going to start doing that, I'll reach out and tap Nos's glaive, and it'll start to glow with holy energy as I cast the holy weapon spell on it. So it does an extra 2d6 radiant whenever you hit with it.
For how long?
An hour.
An hour. Okay, good. Okay, so you're going to go in. How are you approaching these three that are praying to the right? Is one of you sneaking in, or the whole lot of you just charging forward? What are you doing?
I'm gonna start moving to the right, and I'm gonna sneak my way there. Try to get ahead of these people.
Okay, roll a stealth check.
Oh,
I trip and fall on my ass.
Oddly, you make a ton of noise. So you fall over, your weapons start hitting the stonework, and you it's quite a bit of noise that you make.
Nos,
You end up-
quiet.
You end up rolling, and so you're in a attack position when you finish this wonderful somersault. All three of those guys still continue their prayer.
I meant to do that.
They don't seem to react to your efforts.
neat. I'm also, as that's happening, I remember that I haven't done this yet today, and I cast a 4th level aid on myself, Taslin, and Lefkadia. So
Okay.
15 max HP.
Nice. Feeling powerful.
Strangely powerful.
So, now that you've made plenty of noise, Nos,
Yeah,
What are
I
you
just
gonna-
they know that guy up there knows that we're there. Everybody else just heard me. Nobody cares, so I'm just gonna start walking towards these guys.
okay. And they still keep praying. You can get right up behind them, and they don't stop their prayers.
Be like,
Muttering under their breath, every few seconds, tapping that bronze statue, kissing their hand, forehead, heart, statue, muttering a little bit of a prayer.
I'm going to creep up behind Nos, since it doesn't seem like we need to be particularly stealthy. Can I hear what these guys are saying?
Repeatedly, over and over again, I commit my soul and my life force to Giannis.
Okay. If Nos is looking back at all, I'll be like,
okay,
Okay. So, Nos, these guys, practically commoners. Okay. No armor class, practically no hit points. You could kill them with one blow each. How do you kill these three?
oh, I'm me, so I really want to go hard or go home. You say that I could do one at a time, but I would like to try to get as many as possible within one strike. So they're all knelt relatively at the same height. So I'm just going to start on the far right and just sweep my glaive right straight through everybody's necks, trying to get as far as I can before it stops.
From behind, or are you doing this from behind them, trying to slice through their head, or are you doing it in front?
It'd be from behind, so I'd be standing there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then just one big swing with the glaive. All right. Let's see how much damage you deal with that, because one hit might not get all three. Yeah, so one hit does cut cleanly. The head pops off one after the other until the last one, it just gets stuck inside the last neck, but it clearly kills as the head then tilts the other way and falls off.
Take my
The
boot
three
on
of
his
them
back and
fall.
shove him off of my glaive.
That was impressive.
Do I notice anything weird happen?
Roll a perception check.
Ooh, nope. 10.
Wampum has
What's
a
your
nice
passive?
My passive is 16.
Okay. So you would know, you would notice it only takes a passive of 15 or higher to be able to notice this. These three die. They die pretty much instantly with lack of head. However, the heads don't bleed, but the bodies do. The necks spurt out and just throw their blood everywhere. Except it doesn't go everywhere. All of the blood seems magically attracted to that bronzen statue, and it gets absorbed by it. It now takes on a bit of a red hue and just seems to almost look like it's a sponge drinking up the blood of the fallen three. What were you going to say, Nos?
I was gonna say, I want to see if I can step in front of the blood and like block its path.
Wait, I need to...
You can try. You'll end up covered in blood, but yes.
Cool.
Yes, you can. Okay.
Okay.
That was impressive, but that don't look right.
Yeah, no, let's not do that again.
Indeed.
What's our play here? Can I inspect this altar to see if, I don't know, there's a way to turn it off?
Dispel magic on it.
Yeah, I don't know.
So it's definitely some sort of ritualistic altar, and it's definitely associated with some magic. I mean, that's not natural for the blood to behave that way. So to know what the magic is specifically, you'd have to identify. You can just dispel magic and hope it works, but you do know that, strictly speaking, most of the time when you dispel magic on something that is permanently enchanted, it only dispels it for a time.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Hale,
Mm-hmm.
I know ye's not in favor of violence, but I could probably take me Warhammer and do some damage to it.
No. We don't need to make that much noise. Even if they do know we're here.
What if
it
we
seems like...
defaced it in another manner? Yeah, I could give it a little mustache.
Do we have any chalk?
Well, I've got a disguise kit and it's got some oil in it.
All right, sure. Let me do something though. First I'll go up and I'll just. I don't know if I want to touch it actually. I will press Angel Mace up against it and then like turn it on.
Okay.
See if does anything happen.
The light of radiance seems to cause the skull to shrivel up and therefore exhume the blood that it had soaked.
Oh. Well, that worked out. And when I take it away, it doesn't just immediately suck the blood back.
It doesn't just immediately suck the blood back.
Cool.
So, to some degree, you think you've affected this in some way.
Great. Let's do that again.
Hold it there a few more seconds to see what happens.
Sure. I'll keep holding it.
After all of the blood is now spilled and starting to collect and dry in the floor, there's nothing changing about the statue.
Cool. Looks good.
Tazlin will pull out his Wand of Secrets, and he'll use a charge on it as he's kind of walking around this altar room.
No traps, no secrets.
Okay.
Yep.
Does it look like this statue can be pushed over?
If you've got enough strength, you probably could. But then again, if you've got enough strength, you could push the entire building over. So, it's possible. It is possible. But you might need a few of you and a pretty decent athletics roll.
Okay.
I think we're fine.
Should we take out the statue before we take out the supplicants?
No, I don't think so. Because if they don't think that getting killed will work the way they want it to, then they might just attack us.
Okay. So do you go over to the other side of the chapel and slaughter those three as well?
Yeah.
I'm heading for it. And before I go to slaughter them, instead I'm going to, one by one, just knock them out.
Okay. All right. So non-lethally attacking them, maybe with the butt of your glaive.
Yeah, the flats.
No, you have
of the blades.
Yeah, the flats. Yeah, you've got blades on either side, don't you?
Wampum will stay at the corner and watch what's going on inside the big room.
Yeah. Tazlin will be backing up Wampum.
By now, that fiery ring has disappeared. Instead, you have this individual who doesn't look like the Giannis that you met. Previously, you saw this kind of square-looking halfling in big plate armor. You don't see that anymore. You see this old man, quite tall, thin, still wearing a white hand. Yes, Kale. Yes. Yeah. It was just a funny image that I liked. For the sake of all, it should be on your screens now. Because what greater villain could you have than so
Pretty good.
you so this guy doesn't look like Giannis, doesn't look like the one that you've witnessed before, but you do know that this guy has been living for a very long time and has been reported to take on different forms regularly. So it could be he has stopped communicating with this fiery ring and instead is pacing back and forth at the top of what looks like a large altar of sorts. He's kind of psyching himself up, for lack of a better term. You can see above him, above where the ring of fire was, there is a large scythe, just displayed wonderfully, like he's proud of it, up there ready to go. Now, at this time, Nos, you knock all three of them out, and they fall over, crack their heads on the skull, and then just are unconscious.
Does it look like he's seen us yet?
Well, Kale is pretty sure that he knows that you're there because he heard specifically the words, and now they're in your mortuary. It seems like he's aware of you.
Okay.
Plus, Nos made a lot of noise.
That's true.
So these dudes are knocked out.
These guys are unconscious.
I'll
You
go
didn't
up and
spill their blood, so the skull isn't absorbing the blood.
I go up and touch it anyway with the mace.
Yeah. Doesn't do anything because it's got no blood in it.
All right. Okay. Screw it.
Okay.
Do we know how long these guys will be out for?
Usually about an hour.
I don't know.
Okay. That should be more than enough time. And I'll head back to the gang.
Well, that's all of the henchmen, right? There's no more henchmen, so it's just us versus him. Surely we've got this in the bag. I'll start composing the song of our victory now.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Oh. So, now that you are done with that, and you've dealt with those weak little cultist acolytes, are you charging forth? How are you approaching Giannis's inner chamber?
Tazlin is going to stay well out of counterspell range, hoping to cast a very powerful spell at him to open up the combat before going within dispel range to kind of counterspell anything he throws at us.
Fair enough.
And before everybody leaves, I'll make sure I reiterate, don't do anything you can to keep him away from that scythe. Don't let him get that scythe.
Should we have a chat with
as you all approach, as specifically as Wampum kind of charges forward, he stops his pacing, stands there with his hands clenched. He's visibly irritated by you. Welcome to my domain.
Thanks.
I would have liked to have engaged with you under better circumstances, but you've been rather a nuisance of late.
You look a little angry.
Let me officially introduce myself properly. I am Giannis, the White Hand, the one who's been throwing my little minions at you.
They were little.
I suppose there's no way I can get you to stop. Just give me some time to finish my work, and then I'll let you save the world after I've destroyed it.
That don't make no sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense at all.
We never got a straight answer from that one guy. Talaras was his name?
Ah. I liked Talaras. It's a shame what you did to him.
What, it seems to me that you guys feel like you're doing something good. And we never got the explanation about why you think that merging all the planes is good, if that is what you're doing. What are you doing?
Talaras believed that we were merging the planes to create the perfect world.
So what are you doing?
Quite frankly, and I don't mind saying this out loud, I'm here to keep the world busy. Keep focus on us and here and now. The inner planes are so much fun to play with.
Oh, okay.
And
So
I will keep messing with the inner planes.
So you know you're a bad guy.
And over again. Oh, well, bad is a matter of perspective.
Yes, explain to me your perspective. How would you not be bad? This is your one shot here.
Because there is no right and wrong. There is no good or bad. There is just what you desire and whether or not you're willing to do what's necessary to achieve it.
Prove it.
If you'll give me time, of course I will.
I'll be like, surely you came to this conclusion from your own experiences somehow. What happened to you to make you think this?
Sounds
Who
to
hurt
me
you?
like you lived far too long.
No one hurt me, child. I've just enjoyed a very long life. Now, you are getting in the way, so I would appreciate it if you step aside. Let me finish what I was doing, and then I'll leave you alone.
Hey, is that the legendary storm scythe that Skier Death used to wield?
Mm-hmm.
What's it do?
Roll a persuasion check.
$13.
Let's see how he... Because this guy's been around a long time. He likes to talk. This simple thing has the ability to cut through anything. Absolutely anything. And leave in its wake pure chaos.
What does pure chaos look like?
Let me show you.
Oh, no, wait, just kidding. Okay.
And he'll go to reach up. Oh, no, you don't want to see my wrath in its fullest.
No!
Then
Who would want that?
leave.
I'm going to look behind myself and kind of see whether or not I'm going to check and see if they're ready.
Oh yeah,
If I've stalled enough.
Taslin's
Yeah, I
starting
think every
to
single
get
one of your party members are ready. You will also notice that every one of these guys around the outside are continuing that same prayer that the previous cultists were praying. The same sort of thing, but instead of kissing a statue, they're holding their hands up to the air towards Giannis.
Okay. Now I'm just waiting for any kind of signal from anybody that I should launch myself at this guy.
Yeah. Taslin is
Welcome.
gonna begin casting a spell.
Walks right behind Nos and keeps on walking. As he walks by, it's time to go, girl.
Then let's roll for initiative.
Wait, roll this one. Hey.
14.
I still have some dread upon me, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Shit.
Okay. So I have Nos in the initiative order. I have Lafcadio also. Wampum, what did you roll for your initiative?
I rolled a natural 1, which will give me an 8.
An 8. Okay. Kale,
12.
12. Okay. And lastly, Taslin,
14.
way back where? Okay.
So, super important question. Probably know what I'm going to ask here. Do I get a rage off before it all begins?
Yes, you do.
Okay. All right. So this is what
We'll
happens.
Give you the rage.
This is what happens with that. Okay. I pull out the red coral that I got from the plane of water, from helping that one lady that was allied with the Winter Court or whatever. And then I crush this thing in my hand. And then I smack it on my face. And then I start going nuts like this and start foaming at the mouth.
COD, oh hell.
Now, for the sake of our viewers, would you care to remind people what that wonderful coral infused with the Feywild's energy does to your rage?
Well, mechanically speaking, it gives me an additional +2 to damage while I am raging.
So, nice and simple, just really boosts that damage that's dealt. Okay. He rolls a pretty decent initiative, and so everyone can get what they were readying off. So go ahead, Taslin, cast.
Yep.
What were you going to cast?
greater invisibility on myself.
Okay, so you go invisible. Okay. Was there anything else that was being prepared? I know Wampum said he was moving up to get close to Nos. Lafcadio, Kale, you guys ready to go?
I would like to cast I move 10 feet over here.
Okay. I think I can be okay with that.
Okay.
Okay. Then you'll watch as the White Hand uses his bonus action to shapeshift into a new form. And then reaches up and grabs the scythe from above him. It illuminates with electrical energy. And he is going to run forward. He'll step forward. Because villains in these movies never run. They only ever walk. So
what does his new form look like?
Yeah.
His new form is that of more of a darker fellow with, as you can see in the image, a hooded cloak. For those of you who happen to own a copy of Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica, you need to look inside the book to get his details. Okay. He looks just aged, and that's the big thing about this individual. He's taken off all of the pretense of his previous forms, all of his other polymorphs and shapeshifts that he uses. Now he looks like someone who has genuinely been alive for 1,000 years. Taslin, what do you do?
I'm going to cast Vitrolic Sphere.
Right.
And he needs to make, so it's costs me 1 action, its range is 150 feet, and it's a 20-foot sphere, and he needs to make a dex save of 17.
Okay. That is a success.
Alright, so he's going to take 5d4 acid damage, and that's
Okay.
it.
Fair enough.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, I'm right. Half damage, alright.
Half damage, right?
Yeah, it would
So
have been 10d4.
when you're saying, okay, remember, we don't halve the amount of dice. We never do that. We
Oh,
roll all the dice and then half the value.
Right.
Okay, so 26 halves down to 13.
Yep.
Okay, and you say that's acid damage?
Yep.
All right. It hurts him. Singes a little bit at his cloak. Anything else from you, Tassel?
Yep, I'm going to move away from where I just cast.
Okay. Then after after your turn, he's going to use a legendary action. He's going to use 2 of his legendary actions to actually cast a spell.
I would like to try to counterspell that.
Okay. And you will, just straight away, counted. Okay. No upcasting there. It's all just simple. It's counted. All right. We'll move to Kale.
How far away is this guy? I gotta zoom out. Gosh. Oh, good. I'll just bang on my shield and try and toll the dead him. So I'll make that with save.
Okay. That is going to be a 26.
All right. So he'll take no damage because I'm not playing an evoker wizard. So I will just step back some more. Maybe like around this corner. And then I'm good.
Okay. All right. Then after you, let's see. He is not going to do anything as of yet. So, Nos.
She opens her mouth and this howl comes out of it that is completely removed from being human. It sounds more like a very angry bear-lion hybrid thing. And I will run around him until I get here, I do have enough movement where I don't have to enter his threat range in order to get around him there. And then I will attack. There's a 14. Probably didn't hit.
It bounces off of what feels like metal.
Ooh, that's a critical. Got a 30.
That's gonna hit.
So that's 15 plus 3 slashing. Dang it. That's a small critical.
Plus 2d8 radiant, which
then-
also gets doubled, I guess, right?
Yep, it would do.
4d8.
It's 15.
Okay.
And then on top of that, we got 7 more radiant from Divine Fury.
Okay.
Double that one too.
Is
Oh,
double that because all the dice applied to an attack increases.
there you go.
Okay. Nice.
And now I raged last round, so I can do the half stack now, I think.
Yep.
29,
Hit.
14 slashing.
Okay.
And then another 2d8.
2d8.
Really? That's every time I hit?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Absolutely. Every time you hit him for the next hour, you add 2d8 radiant damage.
That's insane.
Magic weapon. Holy weapon, was it?
Yeah.
Magic weapon.
Holy weapon.
It's a decent spell.
Alright, then 11 more radiant damage on top of that. And I'm going to action surge.
Okay.
Yeah, do it again.
Oh, wait, we didn't roll for Glaive of Wonder. I got a critical.
Ah.
It was a 19.
Uh,
I don't know if it matters. If it's only a 20.
I thought it was whenever I just got a critical.
I don't know.
I think we specified it was whenever it was a natural 20. So,
All right,
since
I'll
it was a natural 19, then never mind.
Okay.
Okay. So,
17 to hit.
a 17 to hit, that will bounce off of his armor.
Okay, one more time. 22.
Okay. That will hit.
Great. 12 slashing.
Okay.
2d8.
Plus 2d8. Just get those 2d8 ready. Alright. Nice. He's just taken 99 points of damage in one turn, I think. Oh no, 109. There we go.
Some of the foam coming out of her mouth froths and lands on the ground. Splat, splat.
Is that it for you?
I think so.
Okay. All right. At the end of your turn, he's going to use an action to attack you with his scythe. Turns out it's got the range. So that will be a 30 to hit.
It hits.
Okay. All right. So initially, the scythe itself just deals 8 points of piercing damage, half down to 4 because you're raging. But I need you to roll a intelligence saving throw.
And I'm doing this at disadvantage because I have the dread. 11.
11. Okay. You will take a lot of psychic damage as a result of that, as you feel your mind almost being torn clean out of your body. That will be 23 points of psychic damage.
Oh,
And you have disadvantage on the next attack roll you make before his next turn.
Okay.
Okay.
So she staggers a bit and stumbles, but her eyes are bloodshot and unblinking, and she is still on that high.
Okay. Lafcadio.
Right. I'll use my feline agility to move there and double my speed. When I get there, I'm going to throw my net on him. My +2 net. 17.
Will miss.
great. That's what I wanted to do with that move right there. And I will, with my bonus action, cast Hex to give him disadvantage on strength checks.
Okay.
And that's
All right.
my turn.
All right. Wampum.
Wampum will move to here. First attack. Oh. That's 2 nat 1s in a row.
Why are you rolling 2?
No, I rolled a nat 1 for my initiative.
Oh, right, for your initiative. Okay, fair enough.
Second attack is a 9 plus 11, 20.
20. That'll hit.
For 15 points of damage.
Okay.
And third attack, 19 plus 11 to 30.
Yep, that'll also strike him.
For 14 points of damage. And I'm done.
Okay. At the beginning of his turn, the chanting all around the room stops for a moment as 5 in the corner all slit their own throats. You watch as they all commit suicide. His body seems to stitch itself together, and he gathers his strength back up quite considerably. Okay. Now, on his turn, he is going to use his scythe 3 times on Lafcadio. So, first attack is a 19 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. The second will be a 31 to hit.
Just barely.
Okay, and then the third one will be a 25 to hit.
Also hits.
Jesus.
Okay, so as this large scythe just keeps slashing down at you, his ability to move it and twist it almost seems like he's barely even touching it at all. It seems to just be constantly in motion in front of him. I'm going to roll the piercing damage first. So in total, you will take 29 points of piercing damage from those 3 hits. And then I need you to make sequentially 3 intelligence saving throws.
Sure, that'll be no problem. Alright. Int. It's an 8, a 5, and a 4.
Oh, God.
Ouch. Okay.
Oh, no.
That's not good. Alright. So, let me roll the... So, totaling out on all of those attacks, you will take... 73 points of psychic damage.
I'm not dead.
You're not dead? Good.
No.
You do also have disadvantage on your next attack roll that you make before his next turn.
Right.
Okay. He will then... Yeah. He'll stand there. Just invitingly looking at the challenge. Tazlin, what are you going to do?
I'm going to move 30 feet.
Yep.
Pull out my wand of web, and I'm going to use web on the 20-foot cube. anchoring between the altar where they're praying and the floor to restrain all of the cultists.
Okay. 20-foot cube is only going to be able to get 4 of them.
That's fine.
Okay.
And so they need to make a dex save of 15.
Probably going to fail. Oh, I have 2 successes. So we'll say the 2 closest to you become restrained. Okay.
And then, as a bonus action, I'll use Blessing of the Raven Queen to go an extra 30 feet to there.
Okay.
And that'll be it.
Right. At the end of your turn, he's going to cast a spell.
I can't counterspell because... Oh, wait, I have a reaction, so I can counterspell.
Okay.
So I'll counterspell at level 3.
Okay. So you will counter his spell. All right. Kale.
Everybody else is running on in there, so I will move up. Move up 20 feet, just so I can get sight on them. I can see them, right? There aren't like pillars in the way and shit.
Nope. Nothing in the way.
All right,
Nice
cool.
and open.
I will cast a 3rd level guiding bolt.
Okay.
So we'll raise Angel Mace up high, and the bolt of energy will fly with an accuracy of 20 points of it. Does a 20 hit?
And that will hit as the beam of energy connects with his body.
I'll just get 6 of these out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, die from this. That's doesn't look great, really. 10, 15, 19 damage total of radiant damage.
Fair enough. Takes it, knocks him back a little bit.
And the next attack against him has advantages. He is wreathed. Holy light that makes it easier to see.
The wreath of holy light begins to glow, and then it seems almost like his body shifts, like in the Matrix, and it disappears. As it would appear, he has a special feat called Elusive. No attack roll has advantage against him unless he is incapacitated.
Shit. So
you learn right there that the special effect of guiding bolt that usually happens just doesn't seem to work on this guy. You can inform the rest of your party if you wish.
I don't know how I'd word that. So it makes sense mechanically. Kill him. I don't know. Just kill him.
Okay.
Wampum will yell back, kill the followers that give him energy.
So, anything else from you, Kale?
No, sir.
All right. Then, at the end of your turn, he will use his last legendary action for this turn to perform 1 more weapon attack against Lafcadio.
Lafcadio, dodge. Serpentine.
That is a 25 to hit.
Son of a...
Hits.
Okay. For, only 4 points... 8 points of piercing damage. And make an intelligence saving throw.
Net 20.
Nice. All right. You only take half the additional damage, but you don't get the additional disadvantage, but you already have disadvantage, so it doesn't really make it. So, 12 points of psychic damage.
I fall unconscious.
Okay. He'll turn around, face Nos, and mutter, 1 down.
He always goes down. That's nothing.
Don't tell him that.
Well, I have been watching. Nos, what are you going to do?
May I ask, before deciding whether or not to do it, how it would mechanically go to attempt to disarm him? I do not have a feature like disarming maneuver or anything of that sort. So traditionally, how would that kind of thing go, would you say? Unless I have to do it in order to find out.
Off the top of my head, I can't think of any specific, like, actual in the rule book.
There's a thing in the DMG actually. Is a like a variant option for attacks.
Yeah, I think I just saw that. Table rules, resolutions, and consequences.
In roll 20
So
for a disarm.
you put it in
attack.
roll 20?
Yeah.
So, a creature can use a weapon attack to knock a weapon or another item from a target's grasp. The attacker makes an attack roll contested by the target's strength athletics check or dexterity acrobatics check. If the attacker wins the contest, the attacker causes no damage or other ill effect, but the defender drops the item. The attacker has disadvantage on its attack roll if the target is holding the item with 2 or more hands. The target has advantage on its ability check if it is larger than the attacking creature, or disadvantage if it is smaller. Okay. So, with the fact that, you don't get advantage on the attack roll, but if you would like to, I'm happy to go with that. You make an attack roll contested by his athletics or acrobatics.
And it would be at disadvantage no matter what, even if I attacked recklessly, huh?
Yeah, because it's a scythe that's kind of a two-handed weapon, and that's kind of how... Well, that's how he's been wielding it when he's attacking with it. But when he's not actually attacking with it, he's been holding it with one hand.
Oh, he's getting cocky.
Yeah, he's cocky. He's kind of inviting you in. I'd say no. It's just a straight-up attack. You don't have disadvantage on this.
Okay, and considering it's a lowercase attack, that it only counts for one of my attacks for that turn, right?
Yes, it's not a specific action.
Okay.
You can use a weapon attack to knock a weapon or other item from the target's grasp.
Give it a shot.
Okay. So it's 16. He manages to hold on.
Dang it! Okay. Not gonna waste
Can't
another-
have this.
Give me! How do I take it?
Now he's holding it with both hands. No.
Maybe he'll be too busy holding on to it to attack us.
Yeah, I'm gonna take this dropped moment of his guard and see if I can get him on the head there.
Okay.
That is a 24.
That'll hit.
So that's 20 slashing, 11 radiant, on top of another 7 radiant.
So all in
And
all,
another 9
38.
radiant.
I think she's already done the 2d8.
Yeah, I
Right.
put it into the...
Oh, you
the
did?
attack.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's the 11 that she rolled. So 31, 38 points of damage there.
Okay. Then back
Nice.
around with the haft. For a natural 19.
Another powerful strike. All right.
That's 15 plus 3 plus 7 plus 8.
That's 33.
Okay. Anything else, Nuss?
I think that's all I got right now.
Okay. Lafcadio, roll a death save.
These are at disadvantage because of my dread.
Yep.
Oh no, wait, shit, disadvantage.
That's a 4.
So that's one failure.
Ah,
Okay. Wampum.
I'm staying where I'm at. First attack is a 12 plus 11, be a 23.
That'll hit.
For 15 points of damage.
Okay.
Second attack is a 9 plus 11 is 20
Okay. That'll hit.
for 9 points of damage. And the third throw is going to be a nat 20.
Hey!
So that's going to be, I can add, hold on. 8 and 6 is 14 plus 7, 21 points.
Okay. Nice.
And I'm
Anything else from you?
I'm
Okay.
good.
At the top of the round, another row all kill themselves.
So when they kill themselves, is like the blood going to the statue and then going to him, or is it just their deaths fuel him directly and there's no correlation?
These guys, their deaths are fueling him directly. Now,
Okay.
because of your actions previously, there were changes that were made, so don't feel like you wasted your time earlier. Like, the fact that those machines weren't fueled does make a difference. But these guys just fuel him with their souls.
Okay, so if I froze people into statues, it would still heal him.
We can talk about if you want to try and do that kind of thing. You can try it. Right? He will step to here, just stepping away from the lifeless body or the unconscious body of Lafcadio. Spins his scythe around and starts going at Nos with them. So, 3 attacks. First one is a 24 to hit.
Hits.
Second, a 25. And third will be an 18.
18 does not hit.
Aha!
Hits.
So, only 2 go in. He gets a bit off balance and desperately cleaves hold of it just to make sure he doesn't lose it.
Yeah, you better be careful. I'm gonna take it.
No. Alright, so, wow. Those D6s are terrible. So, all in all, from the 2 piercing parts of the attack, 16 points of piercing, halved down to 8 because of your rage. Then I need you to make 2 sequential intelligence saving throws. Okay.
So I got a 11 and a 2. And I'm going to use my fanatical focus on one of those. Doesn't matter which, really, I don't think.
To do what? What is your
Reroll.
fanatical focus? Reroll, okay.
And I have to use this, whatever it ends up being.
Okay.
2. Dang it! 2 replaced the 2. Okay, well, that happened.
It's just a reroll. It's... So...
But
I
I'm
would
at
give you the
disadvantage at every saving throw, right?
Yes, but in my way of reading re-rolls, I always resolve the initial, and then once we have the final result, you then choose. Then you re-roll that final result. You don't re-roll the save at disadvantage. So I would give you the 15.
Okay, so I got an 11 and a 15.
Okay, so the 15 succeeds. The 11 doesn't.
Okay.
Okay, so you take half damage from 1, which is 15 points of psychic damage, and then take the full brunt of 21 points of psychic damage on the other one.
She's bleeding now from her ears and her eyeballs.
And disadvantage on your next attack before his next turn. All right, that will end his turn. Taslin.
Yeah, so I was thinking about doing Cone of Cold on this whole line of cultists.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 60-foot cone.
Yep. And a cone is as wide as it is far away from the caster at that point in time. So 30 foot away from them right now, you'd be able to do... Yeah, that would work. That would get them all.
Yeah, so my thought on it was, if they're frozen statues, would it fuel him?
Okay.
Probably get them all.
Ooh.
Would you like to try and arrange a point to get all of them?
Yes, please.
Okay, let me pull out an actual cone of cold indicator. Let's measure out that 60-foot cone. Come on. Zoom in a little bit.
Golly.
Okay. So, there's a cone.
Yep.
You now have full control over the cone token, Feel free to move it, arrange it, and figure out the orientation you would like to position. Just FYI, if you want to drop it off grid, hold down the Alt key.
Am I able to rotate it? I'm not really sure about that.
Yes. Select it, and then you should see a small box that sticks out the top that you can grab and turn.
Did you find it?
No. I have the red, the green, and the blue icon, and then at the bottom I have a little cog and a circle.
Directly below the green icon, do you see along the top line there's a little square? There you go. You just tilt that one around, and remember, hold down Alt to drop off grid. I think your best bet might actually be to have just like that sort of angle there.
Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, so you won't get absolutely everyone in there, but you will get a lot. Okay, go ahead and, well, I mean, they got to make a save, right?
Yeah,
but
it's
the damage, even if they
Constitution
succeed.
saving throw. Yeah, 8d8 cold damage, or half.
All right, as they all freeze and fall dead,
Well,
you watch.
They'd stay in
intently.
like their position, right? Because they're a frozen statue.
Yeah, I mean, yes, we can say that the spell does freeze them solid, but you would notice, looking intently at Giannis, that he doesn't seem to get bolstered by their deaths.
Okay.
Okay. There is one still alive though. So I'll just get rid of those that aren't.
And
Still muttering his prayer religiously. Anything else from you?
Nope, that'll be it.
Okay. At the end of your turn, he will use all of his legendary actions in one go to begin to rapidly take the form of many different creatures, the different kinds of creatures that he has taken forms of throughout his existence, and they take on some nightmarish forms. You see the quick transitions between the images, and it affects those that are immediately around him. Each creature within 10 feet of within Julianus, sorry, must succeed on a dexterity saving throw. And that does mean that Lafcadio automatically fails.
Yeah, 21.
Nice.
16 for Wampum.
Okay. All right. Then Julianus will... so the 16 is a failure. The 21 is a success. Barely. Lafcadio fails, taking damage which would cause a fail death save. Nos, you don't take any damage because you succeeded. You were able to keep yourself away from any of these nightmarish attacks. Yeah, it's the coral. However, Wampum, you do take 14 points of, we will say, lightning damage.
Okay.
Okay. You're not resistant at all to lightning damage, are you?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Then we move to Kale.
All right. What's the range on this again? Let me make sure I got this right, because I know what I want to do. Oh, yeah, dude, I'm good. I'm gonna just shout in, I don't know, Sylvan, just the word life, and get a healing word Lafcadio at first level for a whopping 8 health.
Whoa.
So that was my bonus action, and then I'm gonna move another 5 feet, and I'm gonna bang Angel Mace on my shield and Toll the Dead this jerk off again. So he's making a wisdom save.
That's a 27.
Son of a bitch, dude. Why is he so wise? And then I'm gonna go back with my remaining movement to here. The end.
Okay. Nos. How you doing?
I'm wobbly, but I can't feel it, you know. It's like there's a wall between me and pain right now. It's very strange. I will cry out my goddess's name in passion as I attack recklessly.
Okay.
Trying to negate.
You attack recklessly, and it negates the disadvantage that you had on your first attack, but you won't get advantage on any subsequent attacks that you make.
That's
in
okay.
return. Yeah. Okay.
I don't think I can get advantage on him anyways. Because he's evasive. Alright. 16?
He's going to miss.
20.
Will hit.
So that's 19 slashing on top of 12 radiant and 8 radiant.
Okay, so
And then
39 is that? No, yeah, 39.
Mm-hmm.
19 in the face of the heft.
19 in the face hits.
Yes. That's 14 slashing on top of 10 radiant.
Okay. Anything
I'll
else?
Prepare myself for the onslaught that is about to come and take my life.
Afcadio, you're on the floor, but at least you're awake. You're conscious.
Right, that was unpleasant. Alright, I'll stand up a bit. And I'll, not having any spell slots, I'll use my Green Flame Blade cantrip and sheath my whip in green flames and lash out at the fella who wants to do me so much harm. It 27 to hit.
Will hit.
So that's 15 fire damage plus 10 slashing. And then with my bonus action, I will use my healing light to give myself some healing. 24 hit points.
Okay.
And that will be the end of my turn.
Wampum.
Wampum. Wampum's going to move to here.
Mm-hmm.
And then throw at him. First attack is a 8 plus 11 be a 19.
That'll hit.
7 and 7 be 14 points of damage. A 17-11, which is going to be a 28 for 13 points of damage.
Okay.
And a 12 and 11, 23 for 13 points of damage.
That'll hit. 13, okay.
And
Anything else from you, Wampum?
I'm done.
Okay. Top of the round, the last acolyte will sacrifice himself. He regains hit points, but not nearly as much as he has been doing. He's going to still keep focusing on Nos for now. He will, instead of doing 3 wild attacks at Nos, though, he is going to use each one measured as he strikes out one after another. So, first attack is going to be a 19 to hit.
That just hits.
Okay. That will be 10 points of piercing, half down to 5. And I need you to make an intelligence saving throw.
8.
Okay. You'll take 16 points of psychic damage and have disadvantage on the next attack roll you make. You still up?
I'm still up.
Okay, that will be a 27 to hit
That'll hit.
for 9 piercing, half down to 4. And another intelligence save, please.
18.
All right. A success on that. So you take half damage at 14 points of psychic damage.
It had a chance, but that took me out. That
Took you out?
Mhm.
Okay. So now that you're down, he's going to focus his last attack on Lafcadio. That is a 28 to hit
Hits.
for 9 piercing. And I need you to make an intelligence saving throw.
$19.
Aren't your saves at disadvantage?
No, my initiative is at disadvantage and my death saves are at disadvantage.
Okay.
I have apathy.
Yes. Okay. So, succeeding, you take half damage at 12 points of psychic damage.
Still alive.
Okay. And yeah, he'll stay where he is for now. Taslin.
I'm gonna upcast Scorching Ray to 6th level, giving me 7 rays, and I'm gonna bombard him, seeing him take down my 2 good friends. Hopefully that works.
Okay.
That did not work.
Nope. Do you want to actually roll an attack roll though? 'Cause
Yeah.
You have to roll to hit each one individually.
Yep, that's what I was trying to do with them all at once, but it didn't really work out. Alright, there's the first one. Second one. Third one. Fourth one. Fifth one. Sixth one. 7th.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successful hits, of which one of them is a crit. So roll 6 attacks worth of damage.
Alright. 12d6.
Yes. It's like a delayed action fireball.
42 damage.
Okay. As beam after beam after beam just seem to cascade towards him. 42 points of damage. All right. It's a lot.
And then I'm gonna move 30 feet.
Okay.
Hey, look at that.
Anything else from you?
Nope.
Ashley? Okay. At the end of your turn, he's going to use a legendary action to attack Lafcadio. That is a 24 to hit.
It'll hit.
You will take, 13 points of piercing damage.
I am unconscious.
Okay, make an intelligence saving throw.
8.
That is a failure, so you take additional damage, but this will be part of the damage that took you down, so it doesn't really make too much difference here. I'm not going to say you also take a death save. Fail. All right, we'll move to Kale. Well, actually, Kale's turn.
Okay. I will, being exactly in range, I will shout life again, this time at 2nd level because I'm out of 1st level slots, and pick Nasa because she's got the holy weapon on her still, because that's something I'm concentrating on and not her. So I'll roll 2d4. That's 6 plus 5 is 11 health.
Okay.
For Nos, and then for my action, I will toll the dead on the guy again. Hope one of these days he's gonna roll like a 1 on that wisdom save.
That's a 16.
Yes! Suck it! Roll
So,
these d12s.
So he will choose to succeed.
Ah, fuck you, man. Come on. I quit. I'm done.
It's a legendary creature.
Yeah.
And this is the first fail he's had, so he will choose to succeed. Anything else from you, Kale?
Just stand here like an idiot.
Banging on your shield.
All right. Nos.
I'm gonna do one of those cool ninja moves where I throw my feet beneath me and go. Huh! Use half my movement to do that. I'm gonna rage again. I'm gonna go ahead and take out my second coral and smash it in my face.
Okay.
And the blood that was streaming out of my ears seems to be more of it suddenly. And I'll try this again.
He'll look at you concerned as you smash the coral into your face.
This is gonna be done recklessly as well because I can't miss him.
Yep. Oh, which
So-
means he's got advantage on attacks against you. I forgot about that. So the 28 will hit.
There's 19 slashing on top of 13 radiant and 7 radiant. And then again, 13.
13 will miss. Anything else?
I think that's all I can do.
Okay. At the end of your turn, he's going to use a legendary action to attack you with advantage. That'll be a 31 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay.
Dang it.
12 points of piercing.
Yeah, that gets me.
Okay, so we won't worry about the intelligence save. Lafcadio, please roll a death save.
It's a 6.
Okay, so 1 failure. Wampum.
Wampum is going to move back a little bit, so I'm still in range. I'll go to there. First attack is a 14-11, which is a 25.
That'll hit.
7 and 7 is 14 points of damage.
Okay.
And a 18 plus 11, 29. 4
Another
and
solid
7,
strike.
4 and 7 is 11 points of damage.
Okay.
Last attack is a 7 and 11, which is 18.
18. That'll hit.
4, 7 and 7, which is 14 points of damage.
Okay. Heavily weakened, but still alive. He's barely holding together at this point. Needing to feed, but no one to feed off of. Anything else from you, Wampum?
That's it. I'm going to yell at our mage to get the hell out of there.
Okay.
I'm not
The
going
mage
to say
you can't
anything
see.
because
Why not? Why not? Okay. Julianus can't refill any hit points. Giannis, from his acolytes. So he's going to look down at the unconscious bodies next to him and turn to Wampum, Kale, Nos. Drop your weapons. Surrender to me, or they both die. You don't want what happened to your other friend to happen to these two too, do you? They'll give you all an opportunity to show whether or not you are going to give up or continue fighting.
No.
No?
Fuck.
Okay.
yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah.
I think the only thing he'd get from Tazlin is another Scorching Ray.
So
Then-
when he says that, do I have the opportunity to throw at him?
No. This is just him gauging whether or not you're going to not attack him on his next over your next turns.
Okay.
But if you're still going to be aggressive and not show that you're going to back down, he will then attack Nos first at advantage. That's a 29 to hit. So that's going to hit, right, Nos?
Of course it is, yes.
Okay, good. Just checking. So that's going to be a crit, so it's automatically 2 failed death saves. And then he will attack again. That is a natural 20, so...
Yes,
Nos
wasted on me.
Yeah, Nos is dead. Then he will attack Lafcadio. At advantage, that is a 21. Does that hit Lafcadio?
Yep.
Okay. So that is a crit. That is 2 failed death saves. I believe that also kills Lafcadio.
Yep.
Okay. And then he will strut forward, scythe in hand, out towards Wampum. Tazlin, what do you do?
Alright, I'm gonna use my last 4th level slot, upcast Scorching Ray. So that will be 5 total rays.
Okay, so 1 hit, another crit. Hey, 2 hit, so that counts as 2. Then another. Only the last one misses. So go ahead and roll 5 attacks worth of damage.
10d6.
Yep.
Jesus.
34 damage.
Okay. How do you want to kill him?
Alright, so seeing him just strike down my companions, Tazlin drops his invisibility and kind of is pointing at him as like 6 kind of spherical orbs of flame just spawn into existence above his head and just streak out like a dragon's breath, like at him, just boom, 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 hitting him all over relentlessly.
Alright. And he will fall. His body will shrivel up in that moment as he will die. You watch as the aged form very quickly decays, as if he was dead this entire time. Hair grows a little bit longer, the skin gets smaller and tighter, and eventually his entire body turns into dust.
Great. I'm going to sprint past all that happening.
Yep.
And revivify Lefcadio. Get some diamonds out of my bag.
Tazlin will identify the scythe.
Okay. So, this is the Storm Scythe, Tazlin.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing you learn is can only be must be of evil alignment to attune to it.
Okay.
Requires attunement by an evil character.
All right.
This is a Storm Scythe. It counts as a +3 weapon. It deals piercing damage, plus on a hit, the target must make an intelligence saving throw. It is a DC 15 unless you are a spellcaster, then it takes your spellcasting save. On a failed save, you take 66 psychic damage, and you have disadvantage on your next attack roll before his next turn.
Okay.
Okay.
And then after I get Lefcadio, I run over and do Nos before they've been dead for a minute. And I go to get the diamonds out, and I put them on top of Nos, and I cast a spell, and then the diamonds are still there, right?
Yep.
That's cool.
Because it doesn't cost anything to revivify Nos.
Are we actually back to consciousness now, or we just get
you
stabilized?
get 1 HP.
You return to 1 HP.
Yay.
Wampum will hold his hand down to, Nos, like he's going to lift her up.
Her eyes slowly open. She looks up and she goes, Timora? Nope.
I'm waiting for Timora.
By Timora's beard.
Yeah, I'll take his hand. Let him help me up here. She almost collapses as soon as she gets up.
You want me to carry you?
I don't want to be impaled on your spikes. I will just hold on to this horn that you have on top of your head.
Okay. So what are you guys doing?
Are there any like storage containers or any other doors in this room that would have led to like a compound where people would have slept or?
You want to loot the place?
Bingo bongo.
Well,
Yeah.
I'd like to inspect the room first, this room, before we go anywhere else, if that's what we're doing. But
So, looking around this space, this mortuary is. There are other rooms that break off of this room. They do separate, but they lead towards what appears to be body preparation rooms, like almost morgues that you could imagine, where bodies would be prepared for the funerals that would then be held in the chapel above. There doesn't appear to be anything of any particular value in and around both this room and the other room. This was made plain. In fact, a lot of the furniture was stripped out of here so that he could have his staging grounds that he could work from. Kale, you look around the room for what kind of things? What are you looking
just see if I can identify any or all religious iconography, to see if there's any particular way he was communicating with this abyssal creature. Yeah.
So moving kind of back towards where he was, his little altar of sorts, roll either religion or investigation
I'm going to roll
his stand.
investigation. And can I guidance it?
Yeah, go ahead.
So that would be 19 plus 14, which is 33.
Yeah. So you are able to pretty quickly realize that it is this that allowed him to be able to communicate with this abyssal being. The actual circle on the ground is carved with runes that are similar to that of any sort of communication-like spell, sending, scrying, anything that allows a person to either look or speak across great distances and planes. You see symbols that refer to each of those in turn on this space, almost like all of them have been compounded into one to allow a person two-way visual and audio communication to another location somewhere in the world, probably in the Abyss, or, well, the Nine Hells more specifically.
Well, those are two really different places.
They are, but you can assume, well, I mean, it's up to you whether or not you assume it, but since you know that an entity of the Nine Hells is associated with all of this already, he can communicate with some other entity. And you saw a place wreathed in flame. It could be anything.
Sure. But they're speaking abyssal, specifically.
True.
Okay. Bearing that in mind. And what about, like, these, oh god, what about these, like, statue things, these skulls that are flanking the altar here?
Honestly, they're for decoration, because how cool do they look? If you were an evil mastermind, you'd fill your place with lots of skulls.
And I guess I would like to search a place for any, like, secret switches or false walls or anything like that. Or I guess you could just do the Wand of Secrets, right?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Seeing you kind of do this, Taslin would assist with the Wand of Secrets.
So, using the Wand of Secrets, you won't find any secret rooms at all, but it will turn you towards a small, loose loose floor tile that's behind the altar. You lift it up, and you will see a heavy white gauntlet.
Can I? Yeah, I always have to prepare it. I'll identify it.
Okay. Using the ritual version or the actual spell version?
The ritual, yeah.
Okay, so you spend the time for it. 10 minutes. Yeah. Okay. This is the White Hand of Cord. Works similar to, as you've seen, gauntlets of ogre power or gauntlets of strength or something, in that this weapon makes your strength 21 if it wasn't already higher, requires attunement, but it is only one glove itself.
It just increase. That's all it does, is increase your strength.
That's all it does. It just increases your strength.
And it doesn't require attunement by
Cool.
anything.
No.
By evil or.
It requires attunement, but not by anyone in specific.
Okay. And bearing in mind, I know that the identify spell doesn't tell me about curses.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let everyone know that. Yeah, this looks like a gauntlet that gives you extra strength, but it's impossible for me to tell whether or not it's cursed. I assume it is somehow if it was being used by people that are consorting with demons. Anyway, I don't want to stay here any longer than we have to. Last order of business for me, Wampum, if you could help out with this. Let's destroy this circle of runes communication in here.
On it.
Thank you.
So, Wampum smash.
So sorry about the dying, in the falling unconscious. It's really embarrassing. I tried to get my net on him, but he was just a little too quick for me, and I didn't think I'd be in that much danger so quickly. So apologies to all. Hope it didn't cause anyone too much pain.
Nah, Slim,
None at all.
don't apologize. You fought very valiantly.
Indeed. This was
Second only
first
to myself.
time.
That scythe be one dangerous weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It really is.
don't be embarrassed. It's completely fine. Everything turned out okay. Nobody's dead permanently except for that guy, I hope. Speaking of which, his body's just still there, huh? Or no, it turned to dust.
Yes, it's turning to dust. The big pile of ash is still there.
What about his clothes? Are they still there, or?
That robe that he was wearing, yes.
Kayla, you should totally scoop some of that ash up just to ensure that he can't come together ever again.
Yeah, I don't know if that will do anything. I don't know if I want to
It's not
carry
gonna
around some
hurt.
dude's ashes. I guess, sure.
In case we have to question his spirit later, do we need a portion of?
You
Sure.
need something that still has a mouth.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Take his
sure,
mouth
I'll
ashes.
scoop up some ashes. I don't
Yeah.
know. Why not?
Taswin
Take some
will.
ashes that should be roughly where his mouth was.
Sure, yeah. I'll try my best.
Right, so you collect
Gentle
some
repose it.
ash of Giannis.
Um,
Do we want to do anything about those fellows we left alive?
Could kill him now.
That'd probably be a good idea, actually. I normally
They're-
wouldn't condone
they're
that sort of
crazy.
thing, but yeah.
Taslin will identify the robes that he was wearing.
Nothing magical about it.
Okay.
Wampum will go out and take care of the business.
Yeah. How do you, you slaughtering the people or, taking care of business?
Slaughtering the people.
Okay, so with your big warhammer, how do you do that?
Actually, my axe.
Oh, yeah, sorry, it's an axe. It's a blast-ended axe, so yes. Okay, so with the axe,
I'm just going to behead them.
okay. So while they're unconscious, position their heads curiously over that little step there and just one after another, slash, slash, slash. Okay. As the last of the acolyte heads falls and rolls along the floor around Wampum's feet, we are going to take a quick break. So join us back after a short break when we continue this adventure. The big bad's been dead, so what are we doing now?
Yeah, we won.
See you in a bit.
Woo.
Welcome back, everyone, after the short break. Thanks for sticking with us. So, our heroes have just defeated this big bad that's been plaguing them for some time, that's been putting everything in motion. What are you going to do?
Well, I think first things first.
Still in the Shadowfell, and there is an Oblex outside.
Kale,
Uh-huh.
isn't your mom supposed to be here too?
No. No, that was the Feywild.
Oh,
Speaking of which, are there any portals to the Feywild within whatever you said, a mile, I think?
Within a mile of you right now?
Yeah.
No, there are no portals to the Feywild within a mile of you.
Well,
Okay.
we do have the Amulet of the Plains, and we've been to the Feywild.
Well, we don't need to go there right away. I feel like we should maybe get some respite first.
I would love to head back to Neverwinter and figure out what the heck is up with Lord Belvedere at last.
Sure.
Are there any, like, I know that I was kind of, laying down like that a bit. Are there any clues that you guys found when digging around? Anything that would link or implicate Lord Belvedere in any of this?
Nope.
didn't see nothing.
Nos, roll a retroactive perception check.
Uh-oh.
There may have been something that you may have seen since you did succeed on this particular save.
Hey, not bad, 18.
18. Okay. There was a moment during the battle when Giannis took on many forms all in one go, and all different forms seemed to lash out at all of you. Your rage and focus allowed you to avoid them, but in that moment of avoiding the damage, you swear you saw Giannis take on the form of Lord Belvedere in that moment.
No friggin' way. No way. No way.
Nos, what be you thinking?
Okay, you know how when you have a dream and you wake up and it gets all hazy and it starts to fly away from you? Well, that's kind of what like the coral thing was, but I'm starting to remember now. I wasn't sure at the time, but I think I saw a giant ass turn into Lord Belvedere. As in he is Lord Belvedere.
Then the only thing we can do is go back to there and confirm whether he's gone missing or not.
What? Who do we tell? That was the Lord Protector.
Who
Well-
wants to run a city?
No.
Not it.
No, a million times.
Well, like we've sent him like sending spells from time to time, and he usually answers them, right?
Usually.
So he,
But didn't he know a lot about us, about where we've been, about the combats we did? He seemed to know an awful lot, maybe of the same amount that we be telling Belvedere.
Possibly. I'm not sure. Right now, I'm sure I'm not the only one who feels this way. Kind of spent. Could use, a night off at least, maybe just one. And then in the morning, we can attack these issues full tilt.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like Moradin's a little further away from me right now.
Well, let me get all of us closer. Everybody gather
I feel
around.
fine.
And I will. I'll take us back to the library in Neverwinter.
Oh, please, let's get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Might as well.
And your teleportation allows you to cross planes.
I believe so. Up to 5 willing creatures previously designated sanctuary. If you have to cast a spell, yeah, it just says I can do. I'll send you a spell card just so you can
That's fair
confirm.
enough.
But yeah, it says any previously designated sanctuary.
Yeah. So yep, sounds good. You instantly, then, all of you, start feeling the teleportation pull that you felt so often, so many different times, and arrive back in the library, the House of Knowledge within the city of Neverwinter. Huzzah!
We did it.
I didn't die.
Nobody died except
yeah,
for
I did.
Giannis.
So my instincts were true.
The despair that was upon you washes away. The light of the material plane clears your head. Thankfully.
Taslim seems a little less gaunt.
Yeah, who doesn't?
I miss it already.
Did anybody bring the gauntlet thing or the scythe?
Taslim's holding the scythe currently.
Did anyone bring the gauntlet thing?
Yeah, I had it.
Okay, good. Just checking.
Didn't wear it, but I have it.
Okay.
As much as I really, really wanted to, I decided against it. Anyway, gosh, where can we go? Let's just go. I just want to relax somewhere. Probably not Harper HQ.
I'm going to the Harper HQ. You guys can do whatever.
All right. I mean, why are you
Perhaps
going there?
Let's see if Leosin wants some overnight company.
Okay.
Wampa's going to head to a Temple of Moradin.
Okay. There is a small shrine to Moradin on the northern eastern quarter of the city. You'll be at home there. Okay.
It's gonna go to what is it? Was it the Temple of Knowledge or the?
The House of Knowledge is where
House of
you
Knowledge.
are. That is
Oh,
the
okay,
great
perfect.
library in
Yeah.
Neverwinter.
Okay. Is there anyone that's taken over since Zyrtar?
You don't see a librarian.
All right. So Taslim will hunt down a book, and he's gonna try and learn a new spell and copy
Okay.
it over.
Any particular spell?
Yeah, he's going to be looking up. Oh, what spell is it? It's the interdimensional pocket that he can put items in, or put a item in. Once I find it, I'll let you know. Give me a sec. You guys do you, and I'll come back.
Is that the
Demiplane?
one with the special treasure chest?
Yeah, it might be.
That's an expensive one.
Yeah, but we also have a lot of gold.
Shit. I guess I just stay here. Is there anywhere to lay down and sleep in the House of Knowledge?
I mean, you probably have a bedroll in your pack, right?
Yeah, but it'd be weird. You just walk into a library and just roll out a friggin' bedroll.
It's not unheard of for scholars to get lost in their studies. But most of those don't actually set up a bed. Most of those just fall asleep at the table. So spending the night at the place is not unheard of. But you've already done it once before. So
I did.
you did.
I don't even remember what did I do. Okay. Yeah, then I'll just do that then.
Okay. Right. So Wampum has gone to a Temple of Moradin. Kale and Taslin are in the library. Nos is going to Harper HQ. Lafcadio, that leaves just you.
I guess I'll hang out in the library. I'm not feeling super fantastic at the moment, so I think I'll just recuperate as much as I can.
Okay. So you all you went into the Shadowfell first thing in the morning and roamed around for a few hours, not many. So all in all, the sun is brightly shining outside. This is early afternoon at the latest point within the material plane. You guys have some time before you'll be able to even get some sleep. Are there any sort of downtime? Like Taslin is going to be copying a spell, which roll an investigation check to simply find the spell.
My passive is 19, and I have investigation plus 9. That would be a 24.
Okay, so you'll be able to find the spell and spend some downtime copying it. Are there any other downtime activities? I mean, Nux has sorted, but
yeah. Then I'll also do
anything
the
else?
arcane recovery during this downtime to recover some spell slots.
I know what I want to do, but I don't know the specifics about it, so pass for right now. Come back around to me.
Okay, fair enough. Wampum, Lafcadio, any sort of downtime content? Or are you just going to sit and just rest for extra long?
Wampum is going to get in contact with his mother at home.
Okay. What will you say? And what do you talk to your mother about, Wampum?
I'm going to go to probably the Harpers and do a sending spell. And let her know, me mother, we've taken care of most of ye transgressors, but they still be an outstanding drow mother. I know location.
Okay. The individual that will send this to you will get a response from her, because she can respond. You should not go after her alone. I don't want to lose you too to a drow matron. Come home and take some friends. Okay. So by that you can understand that should you take a trip home, you may have a little posse that can follow you around and help you with this.
Okay.
Little gang of sidekicks.
So I'm in the library. Taslin's reading his book. Kale's doing something. I am, again, not feeling great, but I want to be helpful. So if Kale is doing something that looks like that I can be helpful with, I would try to do that. Otherwise, I'll just be wandering the library looking for anything interesting, but aimlessly.
All right,
Okay.
so I guess first I would take 10 minutes to commune with Denier or whoever, or proxy, via
Right.
the commune spell, and ask 3 questions I get a yes or no answer to. I will ask, is our mission complete?
Ooh. So yes or no.
Or unclear,
will
or it could
be-
be like a...
Yeah.
You could do a short phrase, too, if you want.
What do you consider to be your mission? Because what this entity might consider to be your mission may be different.
Stopping the planes from being all fucked up.
Yes.
Will the gods require anything more of this particular group?
Yes.
Will they require it in the next 10 days?
Unclear.
All right. Kale will just kind of sigh, rub his forehead, and then he will spend the rest of the day trying to learn Abyssal from that dictionary, that Abyssal the Celestial dictionary.
Okay. Fair enough. And you'll learn. I think by the end of today, you will have gained a firm understanding of the language of Abyssal.
Yay.
There you go.
You know, Kale, I speak Celestial. I can help, with any of that. Because I recognize those words there.
Oh, yeah. Yes, absolutely. Help me learn that.
Okay. So they help one another. Tazlin, how much time do you need to copy the spell?
8 hours, because it's a level 4 spell for Liamon's secret chest.
Okay. So, yeah, we'll say you can get that done before starting a long rest.
Okay. And I mean, I only need 4 hours for a long rest, so.
There we go. That'll be perfect.
And I've already deducted the gold, so.
So, the day goes on. You all enjoy your own personal time. Wampum, after receiving that message, do you go back to the Temple of Moradin for the evening?
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. So you all go to sleep, and bright and early, first thing in the morning, dawn breaks on a new day. The storm clouds that had been gathering have washed away. The world seems almost like it didn't notice the danger it was in on this particular day. You're all separated, but you all did gain the benefits of a full long rest and have the world at your disposal. We can do whatever you want to do.
Before leaving the Harper HQ and heading off to the House of Knowledge, where I know that Kale's probably still at least, I'm going to make sure that Leo is aware of everything that transpired and how I saw him turn into Lord Belvedere. And I'm going to see if he's been able to dig up any information since we last had communication about what he's uncovered, if he's uncovered anything.
Okay. No, but given that bit of information, he's going to focus a little bit more on Lord Belvedere and his whereabouts. If Lord Belvedere is Giannis, then it should start being a lot more noticeable now.
No kidding.
Should be. We'll see. So he'll let you know as soon as he hears anything by that regard.
And I'll go try to find Kale
Okay.
at the House of Knowledge.
When Wampum wakes up, he's going to reach into his pack and pull out his father's axe and gently lay it on the altar of Morden.
Mm-hmm.
And say, this be yours now. And I'll walk away.
Okay. All right. You'll all rejoin together at the House of Knowledge, a new librarian has taken up the spot of Suta. Sat at the desk, doesn't say a thing. Very timid individual, a young boy, probably no older than 16, 17. He's just stuck in a whole bunch of books. Barely even notices you guys as you walk past. But there is now a custodian of the library.
Okay. So,
Did you all sleep well?
Yep, I feel much better this morning than I did last night, that's for sure. And Teslin and Kale have an extra 10 HPs.
Yep, I feel okay, I suppose. So what do we need to do again? We need to figure out if Lord Belgadire's still around.
Mm-hmm. Then we also have the bone claw matter, which we never fully investigated.
Right.
I'd like to go get me new shield that's supposed to be ready.
And that's back in the city of Brass, right?
That would take but a moment if you wish to go.
Yeah, let's make sure Neverwinter is safe from within, I think. And then we can discuss options of our next venture. So yeah, the Lord Belgadere issue, either he was Giannis or he was not. And if he's not, then we should let him know what was going on and let him know that there's still this bone claw and maybe we need to take care of that critter, whatever that is.
Sure.
So I take it you be saying that we need to ask for a meeting with Lord Belgadere.
Sounds like it wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah.
Well, let's go.
Okay.
Okay.
We could, if Kale, you wouldn't mind, I could just try to send him a spell. That way, if he's not at the castle, whatever the castle's called, no one is, wondering why we're looking. I guess it wouldn't be odd if we just showed up looking for the guy in charge.
Okay, that's smart. Yeah, I'll try and cast a sending spell to Lord Belgadere.
I think they should be knowing us by now.
Okay.
You would think.
So you try to cast sending for Lord Belgadere.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's the message you send?
The message is group is back in city. Would like to meet with you as soon as possible. When can we do that? 1, 2, 3.
With a wave of the hand, the sending goes off and immediately fails.
Yep, didn't work.
Well, that probably answered our questions right there, huh?
So then do we know who's like second in command or whatever in the government of Neverwinter?
It would be his advisors, his council, but it would go back to if he is dead, it would go back to a public vote to summon a new Lord Protector out of the nobles and such, or any that wish to run for that position.
But the city of Neverwinter is a member of the Lord's Alliance, right?
Yeah. So you could communicate with any sort of Lord's Alliance representative and potentially get an audience with them.
I guess I'm worried about the city without a leader, and maybe tapping on. Well, I mean, the Hoppers are already kind of in on our suspicions. I don't know. Just
Well,
talking
another person-
out loud.
Another person that we know that runs a place that is pretty successful is what's her face?
Jarathra?
Durathra. Yeah. So she might be able to help. I think she's part of the Lord's Alliance, right? I mean, she would be,
I
right?
think she was a harper.
Yeah.
Mrs. Noss.
Tribor,
talking.
yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I think she was a harper, actually. Gosh, that is way far back in my notes.
If Lord Belvedere was mates with that fella who is in charge of Silvery Moon, does that mean the guy who's in charge of Silvery Moon is suspect?
Yes, kind of, for me.
Sure, yeah, a little bit. Jarathra, Lord Protector of Tribor. Yeah. Whew. Gosh. This is a real pickle.
So I take it
Pickle.
Tribor be our next stop.
No, we're just trying to figure out
Uh,
who to tell this situation to so they can get somebody in here to protect Neverwinter while we go before there is another
Fiasco.
Durathra specifically is currently on her way to Neverwinter.
She's a real good option.
All right. Gosh. I guess I will send her also.
We appreciate it, Kale. I know this is taxing on you, so we ask a lot.
Well,
Appreciate it.
I wouldn't be so wary about doing it if we didn't wind up getting into fights so often.
What do you mean? We've gotten so good lately.
While he's casting that, I'll ritual cast water breathing on the party. I like to come prepared.
So I will send to Durathra the message being party back in Neverwinter. Where are you? We need to speak so very, very, very urgently.
On my way back. Be there tomorrow sometime. I had an audience booked with the Lord Protector. Can it wait?
God. I will send again and just say no.
No.
That's it.
Okay. Let me know where you'll be, and I'll meet you as soon as I arrive tomorrow, midday.
So mad right now. She works with the Harpers, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'm just gonna, at some point, I'll suggest to everybody we should go back to Harper HQ and let them know that they should have someone waiting for her at the gates in the city so that she can be directed to us before she does anything else. It's very important.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I'm not sending her again. Just not doing it. Okay, but she's not going to be here till tomorrow. So in the interim, I suppose we could look into the Boneclaw issue. If that is still a thing that is a problem that we want to deal with.
So was it our understanding that all three of these portals to the Shadowfell were being watched over by representatives of the Shadow group?
The Guardians of the Shadow.
Then-
Yes. Yes.
So
This group of city officials, apparently, protecting and keeping closed gates to the Shadowfell.
But I remember I have written in my notes that Giannis was responsible for the appointment of the Guardians of the Shadow.
Mm-hmm.
Is that okay?
Well, he might have been doing that as Lord Belvedere. But it looked like the Bone Claw was what painted the inside of that house with blood, arterial matter.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be a leap to assume that Bone Claw would be going to one of those other two portals next?
So the portal that was inside the house is not one of the three portals that were officially protected. So you had these three entrances to the Shadowfell that were being officially dealt with by the city, and then this fourth one that was off hidden somewhere that you guys closed.
So then that would suggest that the Bone Claw is not after those other three portals and should be somewhere around the one that we closed, right?
Unless it went there last night and it was simply guarding it and realized that the portal's been closed and it and its master moved onwards.
Tim had that spot to watch on routine. Maybe we can ask him if he saw it last night.
Well, we haven't been. Oh yeah, we one night. See, let's go over there and see what we see.
Okay.
Sure.
So, which of your skills? So Tim isn't going to be there. He's off for the night for the day. But which of your skills will you put to the test to represent your ability to gain information in this portion of town about this supposed bone claw?
Investigation for me.
Okay. And how are you using your investigation skills?
Taslin is going to be using his investigations to make deductions on the route that he travels to find whatever guard is filling in for him today, so that he can question and ask where Tim currently is or where he resides or where to find him.
Okay. All right. Anything else from anyone else?
Wampum wants to use his insight to see if there's any fresh prints around that same building that was not there when we left.
Right. So insight is used when communicating with someone to beat their charisma. So is there something else that would apply to you searching the grounds of the places you've been to previously to see if you notice anything different?
Survival?
Survival could work, yep. Okay. Anything else?
I'll whip out my cloak of Neverwinter, just get the wrinkles out, throw that on my shoulders, and start canvassing the area, talking to folks, shooting the breeze, seeing if anyone has seen anything that is interesting.
Can I help him out by kind of reminding him and guiding him towards the apartment complex that was right across the street, the one where we met everybody, but nobody actually obliged us? So maybe we can go and kind of good cop, bad cop them. Like, what did you see? Did you see anything? I told you you'd see something.
So one of you rolls persuasion, the other intelligence.
No, I was trying to help him.
Bad cop. Okay. All right. Helping to give him advantage. Okay. So which of your skills, Lafcadio?
Persuasion.
Persuasion. Okay. So at advantage. Kale, will you be putting your skills to test?
I would really like to, because I'm pretty good at two of them that haven't been taken. What exactly was our goal again right now? We're trying to figure out if we can deduct where the bone claw might have gone.
Mm-hmm.
Could I do either an Arcana or History check to dredge up additional information about bone claws in general and the type of things, like maybe historically what they've been used for, like what old mages used them to do?
Okay.
And maybe get some sort of insight that way.
Okay. Everyone go ahead and make those rolls.
24.
13.
Okay.
14 plus
advantage.
3 is a 17.
29.
Afcadio, was yours at advantage?
Yeah,
Yep.
13.
Rolled a 3 and a 4. Oh no.
All right. So the good cop, bad cop routine doesn't work. If anything, you get people complaining that you're not like the other Thanes. And most other Thanes just leave us alone.
This
You've
apartment's
bothered us
a tough
now
crowd.
twice. Yeah. Down with the establishment and all that.
You guys need more sunlight in your lives. I've seen your windows on the inside. You guys need to clean that stuff up and kind of let the sun shine in a little bit more often, I think.
Bah.
You would say that.
Yeah. So moving on, everyone else seemed to roll pretty well. Wampum, you will see further evidence of this bone claw and its master, but in more spots, not confined to the location around that entrance to the Shadowfell. You actually end up closer to the officially sanctioned entrances to the Shadowfell. Now, investigating and talking to people, you will all learn that those three were not attacked in any particular way, but it looked like the one that was actually a manhole cover near the lake did have signs of this bone claw hanging out in the evening. The investigation check that Taslin made will. You'll talk to the guard that was that's taking the shift. The reason why Tim is not on shift today is he's been sent home on leave, mental leave, as he's spouting nonsense, and the guard captain doesn't want him spooking the locals. He was spouting nonsense about this great big monster that he saw over the past couple of nights and saw again last night. He swears that this great big monster was actually protected another citizen that was attacked by a group of bandits. Okay. So you have the name of this citizen in particular that was under the attack. That was Jennifer, young woman attacked on her way home from work down an alleyway and was protected. So you can go and investigate that route, or you can go to Tim, who's slightly mad on sick leave at home. So. Historical knowledge, you've never encountered any word of a bone claw or a creature like this doing anything good, but you have encountered a lot of information and knowledge about bone claws subject to the will of the master. Whatever designs this individual might have, the bone claw is its behavior can all be explained by it is under the command of someone who wishes to force it to do some good by the looks of it.
Are there instances historically of people using bone claws to do good things?
Not bone claws to do good things. Other things, like there are many instances of people using what should be evil creatures for good purposes. Not specifically bone claws, but there are a lot of necromancers who claim that their power of raising the dead has helped the local area a lot more. And so you see these instances, but not specifically for a bone claw.
Okay. All right. I imagine we all reconvene at some point.
Yep. gather together a couple hours after you start.
Okay, we could go talk to Tim first, and I could calm him down by force with magic.
Well, if he's troubled, that'll probably be a service to him.
It's true.
Mm-hmm. So we do that, and then we'll go talk to this
Jennifer
person.
There is still be activity at the portal, but they be walking towards the manhole cover next to the lake too.
All right. Well, from everything I've heard, it's Bone Claw is just a tool. It doesn't have free thought or anything like that. It's just like any other undead brought into existence by a mage.
But they be a boot print that going along with these claws too.
Well, good.
I would be interested in learning how to control bone claws if we do happen to meet this individual.
Yeah. No, that sounds great. Not great. It sounds frightening and dangerous, but, it's...
But you know what else is dangerous, Kale? Being murdered in an alleyway by bandits.
The actual... Okay, I don't want to get into it right now. But no, I didn't mean to imply that I'm not into learning anything new about how to control some crazy extraplanar creature. I'm all for it. Just a little unsettling, I guess. Anyway, let's do the easy stuff first. Let's go talk to crazy old Timmy Tom. Tim
Tiggity.
Crazy old Tim. All right. So it won't take you long to find out where he is. He is staying at the guard house, just the barracks for the city watch. And he's been given some private solitary. The other guard don't want to say confinement, but solitary time to get his wits back about him. And you'll see him inside a room. They have to unlock the room to allow you to go. Guards will ask officially under what authority do you have to question him, and then you reveal,
I'm a thing.
Thane shift and all of that. So they'll let you through. He looks tired, looks ragged, but has this wicked-looking smile on his face. Like he's a little bit. Yeah. Hi guys.
Hello, D.
Are you okay? You wanna? Do you want to be the way you are right now?
I'm okay.
All right. Well, then this might be a little difficult. So I will do hand signs. I'll do this for my calm emotion spell. I'll cast it on him.
And then you finish the spell. That was
he
kind
can
of cool, I guess.
If he wants.
Can he?
All
right.
It's DC 17.
There's my dice tower. That's a 17.
I'll be like, stop resisting. And cast it again.
You cast it again?
Yeah, screw it. I'm blowing all my slots on bullshit today.
That's a 13.
Good.
So he calms down.
Okay.
Oh, hi, guys.
Hey. So, what's the deal with the bone claw, man? With mock? Sorry, you might not know exactly what it's called, but help us out. What's going on there?
I saw it again last night,
Yeah?
It was big. It completely destroyed these bandits.
Right.
And there was 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 5 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And they they were mean-looking guys, kind of big, and a couple of them had shaved heads. Most of them were wearing bandanas over their faces. I tried to stop them, but I didn't get to them soon enough. As I was approaching them, this man in black armor came striding out, his cape flowing in the wind. It was like one of those stories you might have heard as a kid or something. And he commanded that these ruffians stopped. They laughed and joked and ran towards him when the Bone Claw suddenly stepped out of the shadow and sliced them, cut them to pieces, tore them up, started eating them.
Great.
And then this
you don't
man
need
in the
to.
big black armor, he walked right past all of the corpses and went and picked up the young lady. Made sure she was okay. I think he cast some sort of magic on her because I saw glowy hands and the like. And then she ran away.
Okay. Tell me every single little detail you know about this man. How tall was he? What color was his hair? What species did he look like? Was it like a dwarf or a human or an elf?
Completely covered in armor, head to toe.
So a helmet and everything?
The helmet and everything. The helm looked like a dragon. Big black horns that poked out backwards. Long, big jaw.
Long, big jaw? On the helmet?
Yeah, on the helm.
Okay, so yeah, black dragon looking. Gosh. Okay. Have you ever seen him before, or was it just that one time?
No. I've seen people in plate armor before, but I've not seen that dragon-headed mask before, or his big black cape.
Did he... You don't... So they were completely clad in armor, so you don't know for a fact that it was a man. You didn't hear them speak or anything, right?
No, but it's got to be a man.
And you didn't see their face, or...
No.
Why? Because
Okay.
the gate? Why does it got to be a man?
Just, he seemed, like powerful. He seemed like, in charge.
And women can't be powerful and in charge?
Calm down, me girl.
I just want to know what he's saying.
Well,
Tim,
they
I think it's
can
best if
be.
you apologize to her.
They can be in charge, but they aren't,
They just shouldn't be. No, wait.
Whoa, okay. You're joking, right?
Yes, that was out of character. Sorry.
Okay, Tim, get woke.
Yeah?
Get woke. It's not that way anymore. It hasn't been that way for ages. In fact, there are whole races out there who are matriarchal. That's such a small way of thinking. Get woke.
Well, yeah, but the matriarchal societies are things like the Drow, and you know how terrible they are. I mean, if they had been ran by and maybe they...
Well, let me put it to you this way. If me and you were locked in a room together, who do you think would be in charge?
Would we be alone?
That's the implication.
Wait.
Hey, Nos, I cast a spell on him to make him calm, and you're trying real hard, it seems like, to make it...
I'm still smiling.
Yeah, that's not making it
amiable.
better. That's making it worse, I think, that you're still smiling.
Out of character. The views expressed by NPCs in this game do not reflect the views of those playing the game.
Anyway, back to this. Did this person's armor or anything that they were carrying, any accoutrement, have symbology on it of any kind?
Just his cape. When I looked at his cape, it was it had a weird looking picture. It looked like it was like a white raven on the back of it, but just the head of a raven, not like the arms or anything, just the head.
And out of character, can I do like a history check to see if that sounds like anything I've ever heard of?
Yeah, history or religion would work.
I'll do history.
So it's just a raven head?
Just a raven head.
Would it be safe to assume that I would know that's the symbol for the Raven Queen?
Roll a religion check or a history check.
With advantage, or?
Are you a follower of the Raven Queen?
Let me check my sheet. I think I am. Because technically I'm bound to her anyways.
I got a 30, by the way, in history.
A 30. Okay. So the Raven Queen is a possibility. However, there are many entities that have taken the raven as their symbol over time. Not the least of which famous entities like the legendary vampire Count Strahd von Zarovich also took the raven to be his symbol. So while you can feel confident that if it is going to be a deity, probably refers to the Raven Queen, there could be other followers, other deities out there. Okay.
Okay. Great. Good to know. And how long have you been encountering this monster for?
I first saw him just a couple days ago, and then it's happened most nights. Last night, it was cool.
It was cool.
It was a monster that saved people. It
Sure.
changed my mind in view of all kinds of monsters.
That's.
I like him better now.
It could be not good. Don't get too extreme. Gosh. I guess that's it. What were all the places that you saw this creature?
Well, it was only ever at night, and it was on the northern part of town. But that's just because those were my routes. I don't know if he was working other areas, but the town's been going to pot lately, so it's been good to have a vigilante.
Sure. So just around the northern area of the city is your answer, basically.
Yeah. I don't
Okay.
have his address. I could
No, that's fine.
find.
I'm just trying to clarify. That's all.
If they let me out of here tonight, I'm gonna go looking for him.
Where?
I think I have a really good idea of how to get him to come out.
What's your idea?
Okay. Listen to this. Okay. He's been saving people, right? So we put people in danger. Like, we don't actually put them in danger, but we, almost, he's going to save them, so that's not going to be a problem. But we get some people, usually some young, maybe innocent people, weaker individuals, and then we just kind of provoke him into saving their lives. Then we can get proof that he exists.
Tim, you ain't the sharpest tool in the shed, are you?
I mean, I think
I like your idea.
It might work.
Where can we get our
See?
hands on some bodies?
We're not going to do it, even though it would probably work, because it's awful. So, just to clarify, nobody
They're
else
not
is...
going to get hurt
because
because he'll save them.
Just to clarify, nobody else has seen this monster. You're the only person who's ever seen it that you're aware of.
Wampum and I have seen it.
I know that already.
You have?
Oh yes, I completely believe you.
Wonderful. Then you can help me. can help me. No,
We're going to help.
Other than Jennifer, and I think it might be too soon to use her. Though if she's willing, I mean, we could.
Phrasing. Okay, so we're going to leave now. And you are going to stay here, and you're not going to go anywhere.
We will get you the proof, Tim, and we will be back.
Yes,
Your job is to be a distraction so he doesn't suspect that we're following the plan. I'll give him a wink.
Okay, I'll distract him.
By staying here.
Yeah. You get what we're saying, right? We're very literally stating, stay in this room.
But how do I distract him from in here? No one would be in danger in here.
But he's interacted with you before. So by staying here, that means that we can go unseen to plan the plan.
Roll a persuasion check. At advantage because you're helping each other.
That would be a 19.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. You let me know if there's anything I can do.
I most surely will.
Okay.
Look at my thumbs up, and Taslin's just walking back out of the room.
Yes, let's leave. And as we walk out and they close the door, I'll be like, yeah, just go ahead and lock that and make sure he does not get out. That guy's...
Throw the key away.
And if there's any windows or anything, make sure someone's watching those, because they'll probably do something insane. He might try and hurt himself really bad to get you to go in there and then attack you. There's all sorts of, tropes from movies that I don't know what those are, where, people escape from prison environments. Don't fall for them, all right?
Okay. All right.
Great.
Super Max. Got it.
You got it. Yep. All right, so did we not ask him where Jennifer is, and do we not know?
He would be able to find out where Jennifer went because the other guard was aware of little Jennifer.
Okay. So we figure out where she should be.
Yep. You'll find out that Jennifer is about a 16-year-old young woman, elven descent. She is of a fairly upper-class family within the city, and so lives in a fairly large compound on the north, kind of middle to western side of the city, not far from the actual Castle Never. Castle Never.
Castle Never.
Yeah. So, when meeting when getting to the household staff will approach you to inquire as to what business have you with the Mouse family.
The Mouse family.
Mouse, yes.
Sure. We just came to we're a task force investigating the appearances of a deadly creature in the city over the last couple days, and we have been led to understand that Jennifer witnessed this creature in action, and we just wanted to ask her a few questions about it.
But of course, sir, the lady, La Mouse, is resting from her ordeal, but she has been speaking wild tales of large creatures.
Great, I'd love to hear them.
Okay. You show your credentials. Very well. Follow me, sir.
Great.
They'll lead you inside the large manor house and then take you off to a guest quarter within there. Eventually, this young woman will come out. She looks tired, like she's struggled to sleep. I love Wampum's outfit. Like, just an incredible outfit. Every time I see it. She's tired, but she will gladly sit prim and proper and answer any of your questions. What questions do you have for the lady?
Well, we just wanted to ask about what happened on the night you witnessed this monster apparently save your life, we were told.
It was a terrible ordeal. These men tried to attack me and take all of my lunch money, but I wouldn't let them. And next thing I know, a large, and I know how crazy this probably sounds, a large bunny rabbit came in and put them all inside of its pouch and bounced away.
Great. So what the
Can I make a medicine check and see if she's maybe in shock?
You can roll a medicine check.
All right, that's a 24.
Okay. Not in shock. In fact, she looks like she seems oddly okay with everything that's happened, and her body seems to be comfortable with the idea of this giant bunny rabbit that kidnapped these people.
Great. Did you see anything or anyone else there at the time? Or was it just the rabbit and the guy trying to take your lunch money?
Well, after the rabbit bounced away,
Mm-hmm.
a tiny little, like a small dragon, kind of ran up my shoulder and started whispering things to me. Wonderful tales of the greatness that is the bunny rabbit and how it saved my life. And then he scurried away into the darkness.
I want to cast Dispel Magic on her.
Okay.
At 4th level.
Okay. I am going to check if this spell is dispelled in that way. She is under the effect of a spell because you heard that this guy had been casting some sort of spell on her. Has no effect.
All right. Tazlin will shrug, put his hands back in his robes, and just kind of cross his arms and let everyone else proceed.
What are you doing, Tazlin?
Don't worry about it.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Kale would recognize what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
Could I maybe...
Are you part of animal control? It's not in any trouble, is it?
We just have to make sure it's going back to the wild.
You'll probably want to find the dragon then.
Sure.
Yes, anything you can do to help us find them so we can get them safely back would be appreciated. You can give all that information to my friend Lefcadio here.
He just said he's a guardian angel that'll watch Neverwinter during its difficult times.
So when Tazlin went to cast that spell, could I make some sort of, I guess, an Arcana check to see if I recognize why it might not have worked?
Yeah, roll an Arcana check.
20.
Okay. There is precedence for magic that can alter a person's memory of certain events. A modify memory spell, when successfully cast, cannot be removed except with a remove curse or a greater restoration spell. And so it would seem that if this guy did cast a spell on her, that chances are he modified her memory to try and cover his tracks.
I see.
Which does mean that this entity who has control over a bone claw is trying to cover his tracks.
Okay. Didn't prepare that. All right. Well, I'll just kind of abruptly say, all right, that's all we need. Thank you very much for your help. And we will, I assume, see ourselves out, I guess, if that's okay.
Okay.
What did I do? Yeah. And as I get up, if I could cast real quick a Detect Evil and Good spell. Just kind of rub my eyes. And then I will know for the next 10 minutes if there's an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of me, unless it's behind a foot of stone, an inch of a common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. During the course of those 10 minutes, you won't sense anything within 30 feet of you, at least.
Okay. And also, I'd like to use my thing where I can... Is there a portal to the Feywild within 100 or a mile?
There is, actually. Outside the city of Neverwinter, just on the northern side, at the edge of the Neverwinter Wood, is a entrance to the Feywild.
Okay. That makes sense that would be a place where that sort of thing would be not that interesting.
It's a natural one, at least. It doesn't strike you as odd.
Portal. Okay.
Okay.
So we're just going to wait till nighttime and try to stage an assault? I'm happy to be the attacker or the attackee.
So once we're off the compound, I'll share with everybody else. I think that someone modified her memory with a spell. I can come back another day, like tomorrow, and I can cure that so that she will have a more clear memory of the events that actually took place. But I don't know if that would be a good thing or bad thing necessarily, because the actual memory,
cruel.
It might traumatize her, right? But it might be the case that that's the same thing that was done to Tim Tom's. So there's no way of knowing. Well, shit. I guess since you guys saw the actual bone claw, then we know that that's probably real because nobody cast modify memory on you.
That you know of.
Aware of. Yeah, I'll have to think about it some more.
Well, we might find him tonight. Don't have to worry about it anymore.
Maybe. I suppose we could just keep an eye out. Does Neverwinter have like a sky guard, sky patrol, air patrol, civil air patrol?
No, not that I can think of. Not like how Waterdeep has the cavalry.
Right.
I don't think Neverwinter has a similar thing.
Wow, what a crappy city. Okay. Just curious.
Well, I think they're considering new management. So if you want to, make some changes, maybe put your hat in the ring.
Indeed.
Hard pass on that. I'm good with the amount.
You guys have been investigating for a while. Nos has a little messenger dwarf run up and deliver a message to her. He just hands the pouch to you and then stands there with an open palm, waiting.
I give him a copper.
Okay. And he'll take that and run off. The letter is a message from the Ocean. It indicates that he had someone sneak into Lord Belgadir's private quarters this morning They barely got out alive with the weirdest notion. And that is that Lord Belgeder's quarters, or at least his bed, there was no sign of Lord Belgeder, but instead there was, strangely, a large pile of snow.
Oh. Well,
Smart.
Nos is very confused by that, but she'll pass the note around, and eventually, when it gets back to her after everyone has read it, she'll eat it.
Okay. Made of sugar paper. He was expecting it.
I was going to ask if it was made of blood paper, maybe.
I'm an omnivore.
Blood ink. Okay, so I would guess either Tazlin or I could make an Arcana check to see if we know.
I think both of you just straight up figure it out right
Okay.
now. What is it?
A simulacrum.
There
Name
you
that
go.
Pokemon.
Patronus.
Yeah.
What? Oh,
A
yeah.
simulacrum,
What you
which
said.
is an illusory duplicate of one beast or humanoid that requires snow or ice in quantities sufficient to make a life-size copy of the duplicated creature, some hair, fingernail clippings, or other piece of that creature's body, placed inside the snow or ice, and powdered ruby worth 1,500 gold, sprinkled over the duplicate and consumed by the spell.
Mm-hmm.
So in theory, he may still be alive.
Maybe.
I suppose it's possible, but it's much more likely that Lord Belgrade was just one of the many shapes that Julius Caesar,
Giannis.
I've just been calling him Giant Anus.
Giant Anus, took and then made a simulacrum of himself in that form to keep people from knowing when he was gone doing evil things, like trying to crash all the planes together, all the inner planes together. So, I guess I don't want to say mystery solved, but, I mean, come on. I'm a genius, and this is what I think happened, so it's probably what actually happened.
Who he is.
But that's something we'll have to discuss the solution to with Dorathra, I guess. I can't think of who else we know that we would talk to about it, so that will be work for tomorrow.
Let's go find us a bone claw and make some friends.
Yes.
Guess so. Why not?
Okay.
So I've been thinking that I could, like, if it has a fancy for this Tim fella, I could look like Tim. Or if it has a fancy for folks who appear vulnerable, I could do that too, and you guys could, pretend to attack me. Obviously, that would put you in danger, so maybe not. I don't know how you want to handle this. I'm at your disposal.
If we could find some corpses, I could simply raise a few up, risking none of our lives.
Do we need
And
to
they're
make this?
expendable.
Do we need to make this complicated? I mean, Tazlin, didn't you, Lafcadio, you said that somebody saw it the other night when we were taking shifts? What was it doing?
Watching.
Watching the portal.
Did it seem like it was pretty much glued to wherever it was?
Now it peeked around the corner, looked at the portal, and go.
Okay, so what,
It wasn't there when we went back to it.
did we go back to it at night? It was during the day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We went back? Yeah. So at night, at some point, all we gotta do is hang out in that alley that's just beside the entrance.
There have been 2 attacks there.
When it happens, just wave it down. Take us to your leader.
And if that fails, we'll pretend to attack an innocent.
Solid plans all around.
So we know he can modify memories.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps we should set something in place so he doesn't modify any of our memories if he catches any of us alone.
Well, what we could do is not be alone.
Problem solved.
Also, it's worth noting that the memory can last no more than 10 minutes. At this point, it's almost impossible for him to erase all knowledge of himself from you, because your knowledge of him spans more than 10 minutes. Okay. All right. So you go out, you wait for the rest of the day, you kill time, have a good time in the city, maybe get yourself some milkshakes, listen to some music as you walk along the river, have a good time, chilling out. The night begins to close in, and you'll start looking for opportunities to find this bone claw. Survival, perception checks, any sort of skill check that would associate with searching for a being or tracking a being. Go ahead and roll those.
Investigation.
Investigation from me as well.
Do you guys know any like animal calls that attract bone claws?
Thousand might.
A 22 on survival for me.
29 for investigation for me.
I got a 20.
You got 20?
Yeah, but you do you. What were we doing?
I was going to ask if I could use stealth and post up where we know we've seen him and just hide and see if he'll pass me.
Okay. Roll a stealth check.
11.
Okay. He doesn't come past Nos on that night. In fact, he doesn't show up around the building that had the entrance to the Shadowfell in it. You will be able to hear, while you're searching, just after sundown, you'll hear a bit of a scream.
Hawk!
Off in the distance. And so you start chasing down the scream to track it down to make sure that you can find it. Turns out the scream was Kim, who is currently in pieces, having been torn apart by this bone claw that is currently stood over his body.
I cast a message.
On what?
On the bone claw.
Okay.
Because I know we talked that they do understand it. So
Yep.
I'm going to say, where is your master? We know you've been guarding the city.
And Tim's like in pieces. He's not like just unconscious, right?
It's gonna
Oh,
take
he's
a lot of bandits for him.
big slashes down his chest. He could be revived. Like, the city can save him. They have the technology. But he is the victim here. You send that message out to the Bone Claw, and out of the shadows behind it steps this individual clad in plate armor. His hands are up. I mean you no harm.
I'm gonna.
This man was just simply spreading rumors that would cause problems with my endeavors.
You look fab. I love your outfit.
I too love the black.
Guys, he just killed Tim.
Tim wasn't woke.
Tim should have stayed where we told him to.
It's not a reason to kill.
He was. I knew what this man was getting ready to do. He was getting ready to harm an innocent just to call me out. That sort of behavior is not permitted.
It's also not grounds for killing people. You can't just go around killing people like that, mate.
Doesn't everyone these days? Anyone
Got me
who's
there.
doing something wrong, you kill.
What authority do you have to make the calls? Who gave you that?
The strength of my own hands is my own authority.
But the guy was
capability
just
I have.
an actor. He was playing. He was acting, and you killed him for it. That's not a proper response to that sort of thing, mate.
The gods divine all things that happen and can happen. This man died here today. That makes it the god's will that he did so. Who are you to question the god's will?
I'm a champion of Timora, personally.
Then I respect you. You understand that the way things happen is the way the gods mean it to be.
It's been so long since I've gotten immediate respect from anybody. I don't know what to do with this. I'm gonna make my cloak billow.
While this was all going on, like at the start of it, I would like to reach in my pack and get out the mushrooms that let me see into infinity, which I have combined with the saffron and the fat, and just mash it into my eyeballs and cast the true seeing spell on myself.
What the hell's Kale?
So there's the special mushrooms that you picked up. All right. Your eyes sting, but it's through that pain that you are able to view the true form of everything, and there's no difference. That is his true form. That is the true form of the being that's right there, next to him.
So it is his final form.
Mm-hmm. Completely clad in the armor with the dragon head. So everything's kind of muffled underneath his armor.
Sure. Okay. So who are you?
My name is Connor.
Connor?
Nas.
Yeah. Connor Feldoris.
Feldoris. And my name is Kale Irvine, and I serve Denier, actually. A god of knowledge, so it's understandable that I would be asking a lot of questions. Who do you serve?
I serve all the gods.
All the gods at the same time.
All gods work together to create the world as it stands right now. All gods bear witness to everything. All gods permit all that happens.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's right.
What do you do when there's like a blood feud between two gods? Do you pick a side at that moment?
I do not believe there are blood feuds between gods, but blood feuds between servants of the gods. Man may interpret the god's will. I act, and should it be the god's will, it comes to fruition. I have taken it upon myself to protect this land from the darkness that has invaded it.
You see us for what we are. May I ask that you remove your helmet, sir, so we can see you for what you are.
Roll a persuasion check.
That is a nat 1.
Well, what's the total bonuses? Because nat ones aren't automatic.
Persuasion. Persuasion is a 4 on top of that, so total of 5.
Okay, yeah. I'm afraid I must keep my visage within this mask to protect those whom would view it. It is not a visage one should witness.
Okay, so you claim you don't divine the will of the gods necessarily. You just act however you think you're supposed to act, and no matter what you do, it's in alignment with what some god wants somewhere.
Yes, exactly.
Powerful.
You understand where I come from.
All right, well,
Master Kale, servant of Denier.
it's a little bit of a logical fallacy, though, don't you think? Because then you can do no wrong. No matter what you do, some god will approve.
If the gods disapproved with my actions, they would stop me.
That assumes
here
they
we
don't care
are.
about you at all.
Are you here on behalf of the gods to stop me from what I'm doing?
That remains to be seen.
Yeah, being a vigilante, I get that. It makes sense to protect folks who can't protect themselves. You know, approval, gold stars for you, mate. Good on you. However, the guy you just killed, he was not an evildoer.
But
That
he
makes-
was planning to do evil.
It was not
Only due
like
to be driven by your creature's actions.
he told us ahead of time that he was just gonna play. He was gonna play that he was putting someone in jeopardy to draw you out. He was just acting. So you killed an actor. That can't be good. And
Mr. Audio, he also stated that he knew that he was going to draw him out.
yeah, that seems to be
Yes,
self-serving, mate.
sir.
It's not that's less vigilanteism and more of just covering your own ass.
His word, though as wild as it sounded to others, would draw additional attention, such as yourselves. I mean you no harm, for I believe you to be individuals of good standing and act in the protection of the city. And so I do not mind your knowing of my existence, but some may wish to do harm, and I cannot allow that.
So,
Why a bone claw?
Yes. How are you controlling these bone claws?
It is just this one.
Why? Why a bone claw?
This is a very long friend.
Long claws, maybe.
Hey, Connor, what's your name?
Yes, Connor.
Mr. Connor.
Please.
Have you ever
Just
been
Connor.
wrong before?
No, because, as I said, all that has happened and all that will happen is the will of all the gods. The gods work together for all things.
You've
Are
never
there
been
any-
wrong.
Are there any false gods?
There may be. I take no care or issue to check on what gods there are. Only that these beings with great power do not stop me from my actions, therefore they must approve of my actions.
That's like saying that something is true without evidence because it lacks the evidence. That's not a good way to go about your information, man.
But that's like law and justice. Everything is legal until someone creates a law against it.
Well, I think we have to take you in. You're like guilty of murder. We don't want to. We're not gonna kill you because you killed other folks. I mean, they'd be kind of hypocritical of us, I think. But we do have to take you into custody and turn you into the gods. So
now hold on,
please.
Lafcadio. He claims to be a servant of the gods, and that his actions are the will of the gods. But he also says that he can't divine what the gods would ask of him. I can. And I'll reach in my pack, and I'll call out a bottle of fancy ink or something that's worth 25 gold, and I will crush it in my hand, and it'll disappear instead of getting ink all over me because I'm offering it as the material component for divination.
Okay?
And I will ask, would it be in the interest of the general welfare of everyone in the material plane, but particularly those in Neverwinter, if we were to apprehend or kill this individual that we are debating with right now?
Would it be in the general benefit of the city of Neverwinter if we were to apprehend or kill this individual? Is that what you're asking?
Not just Neverwinter, but the entire material plane, but Neverwinter in particular.
If you were to apprehend or kill this individual, no harm would come upon the people of the world.
All right. So, I've just been told that if we were to apprehend or kill you, it would bring no harm to anybody on the material plane. And from your actions, which we've witnessed, you've been bringing harm to people on the material plane, which is where we all live. So, I take that to mean it's the will of the gods that we are supposed to apprehend or kill you.
This guy's legit too. He's got like an angel mace.
Roll a persuasion check.
Who, me or Nos?
Kale, specifically.
I have a plus what? Plus 4, so 20.
20. So you say that should you apprehend me, no harm will come to the citizens and the well-being of those on the material plane.
That's what I've been told.
But you weren't told that you should do it.
Correct.
Harm to individuals on the material plane will always happen, correct? You cannot stop all death.
Right.
Right. I am not responsible for crimes that happen according to the people. I am, however, responsible for the life of that young woman from the night before. So while I understand that no harm will come upon people, I will do no harm to others should you apprehend me or kill me.
Nos just sits down.
I also won't save anything.
And holds her head, and you can tell that this conversation has just slipped right past her at this point.
Yeah. The fact that they're not talking about control over the bone claws, Tazlin has like the most disinterested expression on his face. He's not even hiding it. He's so done with the conversation. He's just like, ah, talking about the gods. This is dumb. And he's just kind of gonna swish the scythe through the air a little bit, like, whoa. He's like idly just kind of distracting himself.
If you feel it is necessary, then you are welcome to apprehend me.
Very good. We'll have your weapons.
Yep.
Okay.
If you could dismiss that, that would be great. I said pointing at the bone claw.
He will take off the sword at his belt. He'll leave his armor on, but then will give the sword to the bone claw itself and wave it away. And it just seems to sink into the shadows and disappears. He then walks towards you, gets down on his knees, and holds his hands out, ready to be apprehended.
Wampum, you still have those manacles?
How did Tim get out?
Oh, I took him out. I couldn't rightly punish him inside the prison. Then people would realize something came in and did so. Instead, I convinced the people he broke out. I did no harm to others. Only him.
Well, all right. Cuff him, Dano.
Okay. So you arrest this individual. You clamp those things onto his wrists. Interesting.
Well, let's do it behind your back. Instead, I would have suggested we clamp him with irons behind his back instead of in front. So that.
Okay.
So he's compliant.
He is compliant.
Great. I'm going to take his helmet off.
Okay. I need you to roll an athletics check.
You got it. I'm really good at this. 10.
You will be unable to remove his helmet from his face.
Hey, Wampum and Nos, could you maybe do this?
Why?
Please.
What's your fascination? He's got reason for keeping it on. It seems dishonorable to trick him into doing this.
The trick, we're apprehending him, and we can't let him go into custody with all of his armor and possibly the ability to resummon his bone claw with the sword that he gave it and had it disappear with.
We're not the guys that that this should be left up to, though. Like, that's where you give them to the law keepers.
Oh, you want us to hand them over to the city watch that has...
If you're apprehending him because it's the lawful thing to do, then why don't we follow through with the rest of the procedure?
Well, because it would be stupid. If we just handed him over to the authorities that have no higher authority above them right now, there's no Lord Protector right now. There might be captains. We don't know any of them.
How about a compromise? I lift it up off his head and then put it back on after we look real quick, just to figure out who he is for ourselves. Is that enough?
Sure, but we're also going to need to rifle through all his belongings and make sure that he's not carrying an arcane focus or something that he can use to summon the bone claw again.
Perhaps we should just simply take him with us personally until we have a higher chain of command tomorrow. I am sure that is equatable for all parties, and then we will plan what to do from there once we have met with Giraffra.
Well, Tim's dead, and he had mates in the gods. The gods are going to want to know that A, Tim's dead, and B, we got the guy who killed him. So we should, find out who he is, and then find some gods, and see what they want to do with the fella.
So I get the rifling through his stuff thing. That makes all the sense. Is everybody okay with me taking the helmet off and then taking it back, putting it back on again just till we get him through the streets?
Sure. Just make sure. Let me look inside the helmet first.
Connor, I'm sorry. We'll do this in as much privacy as we can. You got to admit he's got a point. It all makes logical sense. I'm sorry. We'll put it right back on.
Then I apologize for what you are about to witness.
I'm a big girl.
Okay.
24.
So you 24. Okay. You beat his athletics at trying to hold the helmet down.
With just like his neck?
With a little bit more than his neck. This individual is
a Medusa!
of a race you have yet to experience within the material plane. This is totally new experience for all of you. He is an elephant man.
How does this fit into that?
Coiled up. And it's holding on.
Okay, so this dude's humongous.
So he's like a Loxodon?
Yeah, he's a Loxodon.
It's not picturing that.
Personally, Loxodon is my new favorite race. He is one of a kind.
Great. Cool.
Feel good?
I'm going to look inside the helmet, see if there's anything fishy going on in there.
Nothing fishy, just something to hold on to with his trunk to keep it down.
Cool.
Why did you apologize for what she was about to see? You just got a trunk, as far as I can tell.
This is hideous.
No. It's
It is a
weird.
disformity.
No.
The gods have not seen it fit for any other to appear like me.
One man's deformity is another man's form of evolution.
Can I make myself look like him?
Yes, you can. You can use disguise self to do that very thing.
Just a bit elephanty is all, it seems.
It is.
Yeah.
I go back to being a lion man.
Cool. Taslin,
Mm-hmm.
are you able to detect magic?
Nope.
Well, shit then.
Should have asked me beforehand.
It still takes 1 minute to cast Identify.
I have Dispel Magic. That's about as non-combat oriented as you're going to get from me today.
That's fine. All right, you can put the helmet back on.
I'm going to very gently kind of hold on to the base of his trunk and kind of help him out here. Yeah.
You watch as he coils his trunk up and just holds his head up, pulls in the ears real tight into a point so the ears go up into the horns of the helmet and his trunk goes into the snout.
See, it's like he got an extra arm. That seems very useful to me.
Mechanically speaking.
Mechanically speaking, a Loxodon monk is the best thing ever. Anyways. So, take me to whatever authority you deem it necessary.
Well, first we're going to check you for, stuff.
Yeah, how do you cast your spells, mate?
Through knowledge. Memorization. I memorize spells on a daily basis.
Okay. Memorize. So you have a spell book of some kind?
I do have a diary of spells that I have collected. Yes.
Okay. Is it on your person right now?
No.
Is he lying to me?
Roll an insight check.
3. 13.
13. Okay. He is lying to you.
Oh. Okay. You're lying to me. Why are you doing that?
I desire that my precious journals be kept safe and secure with myself, not with you.
Sure. I'm sure you prefer that. But the problem is you were using the knowledge in that precious book and or journal to murder people. So, if you could tell me where it is, I could get it unintrusively as possible, or I'll have to just start searching you.
He will gesture to look behind him and go to his gauntlets. It would appear that I am incapable of revealing the location of my spellbook right now.
Just tell me if I get warm.
It requires magic to reveal the location.
Oh.
And I cannot perform it while these shackles are in place.
So this isn't something that would be revealed from True Sight because it lasts an hour.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I mean, I'm just going to start searching him. I'm going to investigate his body to find anything that's just literally anything that could be taken off that isn't armor.
Roll an investigation check.
30.
Okay. With a 30, you will be able to eventually find it. All along the armor plating of his arms are tiny little pockets that inside of which a few new pages of his spellbook are tucked away.
Cool. And
so he keeps his spellbook in pieces inside his armor.
All right. I'll get someone to wampum help me pull apart the armor a little bit to get these pages out.
You'll be able to get all of it. With that 30, you find all of the pages. He has a pretty decently sized spellbook. There doesn't seem to be any sort of preference to the spells. Just briefly looking over them, it seems like he just collects what's available at the time when he finds them. And nothing purposeful behind them. No theme, at least.
What else does he have on him that's like loose that could come off that isn't armor?
He does have, hidden in another little secret pocket, an arcane focus. It is a small wand.
Wand. Okay. And he doesn't have like any other gear on him?
He gave his blade and sheath for the blade to his bone claw. They disappeared.
Okay.
So that's it.
Great. All right. What was the plan again? We were going to take him into our custody, right, for the night, and then tomorrow.
That sounds like a plan to me.
Well, actually, they're gonna have like anti-magic cells here. I mean, that's standard for a city. So why don't we just go drop him up at the watch where he should be? And
But
then,
he just killed a watchman. What are the odds that he does not get a fair and due trial and that they simply lynch him in his cell?
well, they can't do anything because the Lord Protector's not here in order to do anything about it. So we're gonna have to wait for Darathra either way, and then we'll inform her tomorrow when we see her. It'll be fine.
Well, what I think the point Taslin's trying to make is that it doesn't matter whether Lord Belvedere's around or not. It's these watchmen had one of their friends killed by this man. So if we were to put him in a cell under their watch, they wouldn't need anybody's permission to go in and, murder him, essentially.
It's safer
Might
for
I
him
propose a middle path to you?
Sure.
I do not wish to cause undue discourse between you and your group. You have things to do. So if you take me to the city watch and claim you found me committing a heinous crime that requires me to be under the protection of the watch for a time, but do not inform him of the individual that I killed, then they should be none the wiser. They should not be aware of the thing that you believe they will unjustly sacrifice me for.
I don't think that's going to work, mate. No body, no crime. They have to see, we can't just, grab someone off the street and tell folks that this person's guilty of something terrible, but also we can't tell you what that thing is. I mean, we could do that to anyone and, ruin the night. I'm sure they won't just take someone into custody just because we want them to.
I could strike one of you, and you could claim assault.
Except you can't, because you're in manacles.
He does have a trunk, though.
Look, well...
Do with me what you will. May the gods approve or disapprove, as they wish.
Yeah, I don't mind anymore. We're talking about this for way too long.
Yes. All in favor of taking him into our custody, raise your hand.
I raise my hand. Me, I
Raise
want
my hand.
to watch him.
I want to take them to the gods.
So it's 2-1 with 2 abstentions. Abstentions?
Absentees.
Yeah.
Well, Connor, I guess
All
you're
right.
our buddy tonight.
Great.
Wonderful. I get to see how you act. But if there are any further crimes tonight, you will be held responsible for my inability to protect the innocent.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the criminals will be the ones responsible for the crimes that they've committed.
And I have no doubt that you'll have no problem finding them on another night to punish them.
Okay. I do not punish, I save. And with that, as the party take a Loxodon, heavily armored wizard,
What could go wrong?
into their custody. Yes, he is currently manacled in such a way that he cannot perform any spells himself, and he dismissed his pet Boneclaw. We will end tonight's session there and pick it up next week as we continue the adventures of these half-rate heroes. Thank you very much, folks. Good night.
Thanks, everyone.
Good night.